Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Smut Club, the podcast where smut is better with friends.
And friends we have, specifically a Brandon.
Hey,
a Bean Dip.
Bean Dip's first smut.
Bean Dip's first smut.
It's Bean Dip's first smut.
Now, did Brandon read this book?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
No.
Is Brandon just here for vibes?
Correct.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm freshly here, and is this a raw dogging a smut book?
It's as if you're raw dogging smut.
As if you're raw dogging smut, especially since you're only going to get the highlights that I have.
Perfect. And I'm sure the highlights are the best of highest of highlights.
Sure.
These are the best
Or
of the highest
the
of highlights.
sluttiest.
Truly. This is an adorable book. This is the sequel to Icebreaker?
The sequel, companion. Yeah.
Companion.
I
It's
think
not a sequel because it's not about Nate and Stassi.
Yeah, I think I would call
Stassi.
it
Anastasia.
Anastasia.
Oh, they mean like Stassi off like a the show.
There's many Stassi.
Damn it.
This is Anastasia, a little ice skater. So Icebreaker is hockey smut.
Vanna
This
Purples.
is-
There we go.
Sure.
I probably
I
would
haven't
not
seen
qualify
Vanna
this as hockey smut, though the main character does play hockey.
It
It doesn't take place during the school year, so he's not playing hockey.
Savannah read
Exactly.
this.
Savannah has read this.
Shocker.
Correct.
Savannah loves
She's a big hockey smut girly.
a hockey smut moment.
Hi, Savannah.
Being married. Hi,
Right, you know
Sav.
she'll
Love you,
listen.
honey.
We know you're listening.
I mean, can you blame her?
told
Hockey
us-
games are nice.
I have never been.
We gotta go.
Have I been to our local? I don't think
know.
so.
Is that even
I'm looking
called
at you as
hockey
if
at
you-
this point? We're
It's
so
hockey.
terrible.
It's just whatever the minor league of hockey is.
The minor league.
Oh my god. You have already written a review on this.
I have a long time ago.
So should I read the synopsis on Goodreads or should I read your review?
You can do both. My review's short, right?
It is 3 complete paragraphs.
Oh.
So
So
short is relative.
Well, then read my review.
I love it. Okay. So this is super fun because this is Brandon raw dogging smut. And although you have listened to 10 seconds of Red, White, and Royal Blue.
Yeah.
We're getting in there, folks.
So this
Yeah.
is not a complete.
It took almost a year, but we were getting there.
And it took me signing into my Audible account
on his phone.
onto his phone.
But I think our listeners
the
would
Mexican
appreciate
restaurant.
that. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
The restaurant. Anyway.
Exactly. This is Wildfire. Wildfire. Yes, not Wildflower. Wildfire.
Wildfire.
Maple Hills number 2, and that's Maple Hills University. Is that the name of it?
I think this is
MHU.
Yes. Yeah, Maple Hills is the town. I think the university is also called that. It's all fake.
Sure.
It's in the northeast.
Such
Like
a
a
great.
Connecticut, New Hampshire kind of area.
Yeah, good vibes. Okay, this is Katie Bird wrote this. Y'all, anything beautiful on the internet about the Smut Club actually is Katie Bird. One day maybe I will have.
That's
How
not
long did
true.
you write this?
Any clips that I post are definitely both of us speaking.
Thank you. That's really kind. My voice is also in there somewhere. Following Icebreaker, so this is Katie Bird. Following Icebreaker, we knew it would be hard to top such a strong start to a series. Russ and Aurora are a fun, sweet couple. They are both fun and sweet. They are college students.
Yes. 20.
They both have difficulties with their parents that cause insecurities on both sides. They do. The good news is they refuse to miscommunicate. It's
true.
There is not a Conrad energy in sight.
No, they be talking.
They really do.
Look at God.
Look at God.
Won't
Won't he
God
do
do
it?
it? Won't he
God.
do it?
Him anointing
Look at
Wildfire.
God.
Look at God.
If you,
Won't he do
man,
it?
if
This
you
is my
all
first and last
are- If you all are from the area we live in and you go to our fitness studio, you know exactly why Brandon said that.
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it?
No third act breakup, just adult relationships and communication. We love to see it. So, Bean, this is going to be really fun because we, who both have
Smut connoisseurs.
lots of energy,
And
lots of education
Virgin
energy.
Bean.
Oh, true.
We get to educate you in the art of smut. And third act breakups are very common, almost ubiquitous in the world of
Always.
smut. They almost always happen.
Third act.
In the third act of it,
Yeah, so like in the last 25% of the book, something happens that makes the couple break up.
Like Bridgerton, it took forever.
Yes.
For something to happen.
Yes.
In season 2, I feel like.
But Daphne, so Daphne and Simon have a third act breakup where they don't talk for a while. That's their third act breakup. And then they resolve it, and it's always a happy ending, but there's usually some kind of conflict.
Exactly. So we know that it's going to work out, but it's always oh no. So it's not super distressing because you know the couple's going to get back together.
I don't usually mind it. I don't really care about a third act. I mean, I know it's going to work out because I know what book I'm reading.
Exactly. We know that it's, we understand what's going to go down, but no third act breakup, just adult relationships and communication. We love to see it. Paragraph 2. The spice level has decreased significantly from the first book. There are several spicy scenes in the book, including one only 47 pages in, but they're all fairly short and not nearly as descriptive as they were in the first book.
It's true.
This is not to say it didn't do the trick.
It sure did.
As we like to say on the podcast, it certainly did. But it's hard not to compare this book to its 5+ star companion. Yeah,
There's
that is a great point.
Fucking in the bathroom stall.
There's the urgency, the dirtiness is not there because Russ is too damn respectful.
He's so nice,
Russ
which is not always my vibe.
Russ is bound and determined to be good.
Who wants to fuck in a bathroom stall?
Now,
Me.
Brandon.
That's dirty. That is truly dirty.
So you're
chemical dirty.
You're not wrong. But maybe it's the urgency of it all.
Not another quickie.
So if you were to listen,
that's a great example of a quickie.
If you were to listen to our icebreaker episode, we do recap that scene.
We sure do. We really do cover
her
it.
legs on his shoulders, actually.
So fun.
She's folded
Is she sitting on him?
No, she's folded in half like a clothespin.
Ergonomically, it's something to be said for that.
Well, and the reason it's so hot is because it's a Halloween party, and so the boy plays hockey, and instead of showing up dressed in his hockey uniform, she comes dressed as one of his teammates, and so she's got his teammate's jersey on.
Jealous, JJ, right?
She's got JJ's jersey on, and he gets very upset about it.
This is not the smut of it all. Take that jersey off.
Oh, the jealousy is so hot. It's Streets and Sheets. We have a Streets and Sheets paradigm on this podcast where things that are hot in the bedroom are not always hot in real life.
Yes. So jealousy like that's not cute in real life. No.
Toxic jealousy is not hot, but sometimes when you're reading a book, it's I kind of like the caveman of it all, but I don't think I would actually want that in real life.
Yes. So y'all be safe out there.
Yeah.
But
Be safe out there.
Nate, he does a great job. In summary, it's definitely one you'll want to cross off your TBR. TBR is to be read. To be read list.
Or stack. Your cue.
Yes, your cue. Exactly. The story is sweet, and running into characters from the first book gives you a little thrill, like seeing old friends you've missed dearly. That's so true. There is a lot of chummy, oh my god,
it's so cute. He just calls JJ for advice.
Oh my god,
it's really sweet.
The camaraderie is adorable. However, if you're expecting the story if you're expecting the story and smut combo we got from Icebreaker, you may want to adjust your expectations. Be ready to get warm, fuzzy feels and fun little rushes of adrenaline as Rush and Aurora try to sneak around camp all summer.
So that didn't sound like you liked this very much.
No, I did like it. It's just
it is our responsibility to our community, to be honest.
So it wasn't on a scale of 1 to boner. It was like a soft prune.
So the previous book in this series we gave 5 stars. The characters were great. We loved the story. There's so much plot. There was a lot of plot in the first book. There's not as much plot in this one, and the spice isn't as good.
The plot is really predictable. That's really what it is. And I can read them.
Oh yeah. So I did enjoy this book, but not as much as I liked the first one.
And how long did you write that review? How long was it ago?
October.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It wasn't
a while.
We've slept since then. Here's the synopsis of the book itself. That's our review. Perhaps we should have flipped the order of these, but that's A-okay. The latest in the Maple Hills series follows 2 summer camp counselors. We will unpack summer camp. Who reconnect after sizzling one-night stand. That's a great 47 pages in.
Oh, I fucking love that scene.
Yeah, that's an excellent
scene. We will
scene.
talk about it.
Excellent. Maple Hills students Russ Callahan and Aurora Roberts cross paths at a party. F1!
Yes.
Wait.
I know. Wait.
Okay, no spoilers.
No spoilers. We'll talk about it.
Okay, we got very excited there.
Yes. We'll talk
Aurora
about
Roberts
it.
Cross paths at a party.
Smash are really...
Actually didn't know that you were going to be here, and so Anne and I were going to talk shit about
it.
But now that you're here...
We can talk shit to your face.
You can speak to it.
We can shit talk and you can defend. Very good.
At least that was my plan because I had highlighted that.
I know. I was thinking the whole time. I was like, "We're going to cover this," but now this is perfect that we have
perfect that you're here.
being done. This is perfect. Aurora Roberts cross paths at a party celebrating the end of the academic year, where a drinking game results in them having a passionate one-night stand. And passionate it was. Hot.
Hell yeah.
Never one to overstay her welcome or expect much from a man, Aurora slips away before Russ even has the chance to ask for her full name. So how could he possibly know who she is? Imagine their surprise when they bump into each other the first day of summer camp where they are both
So hot.
counselors. Yes. Hoping to escape their complicated home lives by spending the summer working. Russ hopes if he gets far away enough from Maple Hills, he can avoid dealing with the repercussions of his father's gambling addiction, while Aurora is tired of craving attention from everyone around her and wants to go back to the last place she truly felt at home. Russ knows breaking the camp's strict no staff fraternizing rule will have him heading back to Maple Hills before the summer is over, but unfortunately for him, Aurora has never been very good at caring about the rules. Will the
Aurora has some Anna energy.
Aurora has some fuck everything energy.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love to see it. Will the two learn to peacefully coexist, or will their one night stand together start a fire they can't put out?
A wildfire?
Let's start a
Was that like a prelude?
fire.
That was the synopsis
This
of the
is
book.
a synopsis on
Who
Goodreads.
creates that?
The author?
The publisher or the
Yeah.
author?
Oh, so that's
Somebody wrote that.
That's something you read to see if you're going to want to read the book. Oh,
That's
she did a
like-
good job. Sounds pretty
So
good.
that's
It sounds pretty good. That's like reading the back of the book.
Yes. If you're reading the back.
Oh, God, I am just learning.
Look,
Full of learning.
hey,
tonight.
this is incredible. This is Smut 101.
Secretly all in the back of your brain going, yeah. We're turning
Dick
him.
and Machiavellian.
We're
That's
turning
right.
him.
We're
Okay.
masterminds.
Okay.
We planned this.
Yeah. All right. If you are brand new here for season 2,
The rules are made up.
the rules are made up and the points don't matter. So
Season 2.
typically a
Season
traditional
2.
Anna Katie Smut structure is I have notes, we go through my notes, we discuss, we always have things to say, and then we do our rating at the end. But Brandon is here, so who fucking knows?
This could go completely
Why
off the
am I the
rails.
wild-
This
Okay, I understand
structure may evaporate. But
Sorry.
We'll just, it's going to be perfect. I would like to.
Guam and London. Here we go.
I have, yes, please.
Okay, you've already covered this too. Guam. This is going to Guam.
I
and
Guam and
London.
told
London.
him, but yeah, you go.
So there is a playlist at the beginning. I have the hard copy. This hard copy was Katie Bird's originally, and I also have the Kindle version and the Audible version. So I've done
have
I've done
the
a
hard copy
3
and
for
the Kindle
1.
version.
We're really normal and fine and balanced. We just like to
Truly committed.
absorb our literature in many different ways. Sparks Fly, Taylor's version. So this is a playlist. So sorry. This is the physical copy of the book. Super cute.
Hannah
And
Grace is for sure a Swiftie.
Hannah Grace is a London girl, or she's British anyway, and she is definitely a Swiftie. And I love it when authors put the playlist that they listened to whenever they were writing the book.
That's so cool.
There's several songs on here, but there's Sparks Fly, there's Late Night Talking,
Harry Styles. Peace is on there, which is like one of my favorites.
which is for the plot of the book. Peace is
Interesting.
perfect. That's Aurora.
Would it be enough if I could never give you peace?
Yeah, when she talks about I could never give you the privacy you want. So good. Okay, and I think that's all. But I just loved that she had some Taylor Swift here. She
Yeah.
had some Zayn, some
so while
Swift
she's,
adjacent.
that's what's happening that she's listening to while she's writing it.
It could be that that's like what she imagines that you would listen to as you read the book. Because
That's a
I
good
think
point.
the Zayn song "Sweat" is like mentioned in the book somewhere. Like she's listening to it.
Oh, nice. Oh, at some point, yes, I remember that. To love is to burn, to be on fire. It's a quote from Sense and Sensibility.
Cute. Yeah, she's an English major, I think.
Oh, it
he's a-
reeks of English major.
And he's an engineer, which is very much my vibe. I love to see it. So I did
good one.
highlight the dedication of this book, which is for younger me who wanted to be his first choice.
Oh,
I was like, Hannah Grace has been through some shit.
Hannah Grace has been through some shit.
And she's processing it, which is awesome. And I love that I get to benefit from it.
Yeah, I love that we're all consuming the beautiful content. Start
Okay.
us off, Katie Bird.
All right. Very first page of the book, chapter 1. We are speaking to Henry, who is just one of my favorites.
So, Katie Bird has a very big picture being hockey team.
It's a hockey
So
team.
Icebreaker, we meet all of this hockey team at Maple Hills. So we know all their names. Henry is a hockey player. Russ is on the hockey team. This is Russ. Photo evidence.
He's blonde.
He is. He is
Square.
blonde and square.
Yes, he is.
It's as if he's a Lego man. But he's got strong sad boy
Kia
energy.
soul of it
He
all.
does have strong sad boy energy, and he's also just like very nice.
He's impossibly kind.
Yeah.
Henry is
love.
kind in his
Yeah,
own way.
you probably
but-
will like him, actually.
Yeah. He's hard not to love.
Anyway, so this is Henry speaking. You'll be sorry you didn't listen to me when you're stuck doing manual labor and team building activities at staff training next week. Henry continues to flick through the 100 Acres brochure, his forehead creasing with a frown the further into it he gets. What's night duty? I have to sleep in a room attached to the camper's cabin twice a week, just in case I need anything. I say casually, watching Henry's eyes widen in horror. The rest of the time, I sleep on my own cabin, which is not how my camp experience was.
Really? Was yours separate or with the kids?
It was with the kids.
Really?
Yeah.
Ours, we would rotate.
Oh, yeah, my note here is, who would work at a summer camp?
Who?
I would never do that.
One of the reasons we selected this book is because we both have worked at summer camp.
Camp.
Yes.
Camp is so good.
Camp is so fun.
I glamp. I don't camp.
Okay, well, summer camp. Did you ever go to like a kid's summer camp?
Okay, well, it is.
You got your four wheeler, and your tractors. You're
You
out
could
there.
take a ride on my big green tractor. Make it go faster. That's about his dick.
100%.
So
Big green tractor.
I worked at a local camp. It's a Christian camp where we learn about the Lord.
Bless him.
Which is also
Won't he
like
do
when
it?
I was a camper at that camp, it was closely tied to a cult, which I did not know at the time, but now looking back, it is a cult.
How could anyone?
It is
be
now
involved?
under new leadership, and they are not in a cult anymore. But when I was there, I was wondering. When I look back, I'm like, oh, that was not normal interactions that I was having with adults. Anyway,
Now you understand. It all becomes clear. But you share that you did not work at the same time there with A.
So A worked,
I tell the story differently than the actual story.
Yeah, it is the hotter. You tell the hotter version.
I do. I tell the Russ and Aurora version.
Yes. So A had worked at the camp 2 years before. Like he worked 2 years in a row, and then the summer after that, I worked.
Cute.
I did work. His brother was working the same time I was, but because my birthday's in the summer, my birthday was during when I was camping. I have a counselor.
Counseling.
Ugh, it was terrible. But he did show up on my birthday and build me a fire and bring me some like apple pie. It was really sweet.
Hey, dude.
Adorable.
Yeah, and he came and told my campers like a fun like camp, like he told them a story because storytelling is very big with camp.
Precious.
So yes, I have worked at a summer camp where they work with 7 and 8 year olds. That was pretty much what I worked with all summer, was 7 and 8 year olds, which was like the hardest age to work with.
Yeah.
Because they should not necessarily be at camp in the first place.
Yeah.
They need to be back home. But yeah, I did. We had junior weeks and teen weeks. I worked 2 years. Well, 1 year.
Teen
and then-
weeks, that sounds fun.
Yeah, mostly it was teen camps, and that was really wild and teens be fucking. So it got really fun. We just I
This
loved
is
it.
a church camp?
Yeah.
And they were
Yeah.
fucking at a church camp.
Well, I mean, teens are always going to do what they're going to do. They got in horrible trouble and had to go home. Teens couldn't possibly be fucking at our camp, but
Was there
Oh,
alcohol?
absolutely not.
no.
Oh, no.
Did you get sneaking in?
One of them snuck
No,
in.
we were very Christian.
Low key. One of them snuck in a whole bunch of energy drinks. and,
Four
like, got-
Locos?
Four Locos.
Yes.
Oh my
yes.
god, the Four Locos.
He got in
Shoot.
huge trouble. It was so funny.
God, those are
How much caffeine?
a lot. They got banned. And
You
they
love
still make
caffeine.
them. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
So page 3 on my Kindle, whatever it is on your book.
Don't matter.
Russ is very closed off about his family. He does not like to talk about it at all. Very ashamed of his father's gambling addiction. One day, Henry asked me if I was all right, and I told him I was fine. I expected that to be the end of it, but he told me he knew I was lying and he'd be back to talk when I was ready. He tells like, oh, I talked to him, told him what happened. When I was done, feeling like a ton of bricks had been lifted from my shoulders, he asked me if I wanted to get Kenny's wings and hang out with him over the break. He didn't ask me questions, he didn't offer advice, and he didn't judge me. This is why we love Henry
beautiful.
is such good people, and also like
An angel.
yeah, these are your people. They listen to you, they hear you.
It's really beautiful. There's a theme kind of through the whole thing of chosen family for both Aurora and Russ, but discovering this chosen family with the camaraderie of the hockey team and their partners, super beautiful.
Yeah. You belong here. Everyone wants you around. I never voiced my insecurities to any of the guys, but somehow JJ knows that I keep to myself so I can be on the outside. I called him perceptive once, and he said it's because he's a Scorpio, whatever that means.
Okay.
A triple Scorpio, which we learned in the first book.
Yes, we did cover it, in fact. Precious.
Yeah, this hockey team is like the least toxic, sweetest angels.
This is a hockey team written by a woman.
Yes.
For sure. For sure.
So this book does flip perspectives. So we get alternating perspectives between Russ and Aurora, which we love in a smut book. I love to hear both sides.
The audiobook does a male and a female narrator.
Nice.
Which is hot. Hot, because then you hear a man saying things to me. I'm like, oh my God. This is 30.
So this is Aurora's chapter 2. She says, "What is it about tall, muscular men who are good with their hands that make me weak? It's one of life's great mysteries."
She's 20.
Is it a mystery? I don't feel like I'm confused about that at all.
She doesn't understand. She doesn't understand because at the time she's talking about basketball boys, and she was like, I don't know why.
Yes, we get the return of Ryan Rothwell, which was Anastasia's fuck buddy in the first one.
Unproblematic king.
I love him.
Yeah, friends with benefits. A good guy.
He's great.
Truly.
He's going to play in the NBA. We love to see it.
Yeah.
We love to see it.
And they...
She's like, I don't know why I like these men. They're so hot.
They're all tall with enormous dicks and know what they're doing. I don't
understand why I like them.
No.
Yeah, what can I possibly...
Many Kia Souls running around.
Ew.
Y'all, for the listeners...
Kia Souls are ugly. I'm sorry if you drive one, but hot girls drive ugly cars. We get it.
We get it. And when you said it, I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
Because we were trying to defend, because I am not anti Joe Burrow. I think that Joe Burrow is pretty attractive.
I do too.
I think he's pretty attractive. Bean and I agree. Everyone else in our group
do not
vomits whenever we mention Joe Burrow.
If you could put a picture of the opposite of my type,
he would be
Joe
the
fucking Burrow.
So tall and strong.
We gotta go to a Bengals game.
He's just like if a rectangle had a face. What do you mean the way he moves?
Rectangles are so hot.
He walks like this because his arms are so big.
Oh my God.
That's a good thing.
I don't like that.
Oh, we like to.
And he probably walks like that because his third arm is that big.
It also gives me the
exactly.
ick. I just don't like that he doesn't like Taylor Swift. That gives me the ick.
He doesn't like Taylor Swift?
He said it publicly. I don't like her music.
I'm gonna review that later.
Okay.
I need proof.
I'll send you the video of him saying it.
I bet he just proved it. I bet he was drunk.
It was a post-game interview.
I'm glad to say it though because I've had 2 Kia Souls in my Kia career of many vehicles.
So wait,
of
and
Kias.
then why did you say that he's a Kia Soul?
Because Kia Souls are square.
Oh.
You're just now putting that together.
Literally.
Kia Souls are
I
so
wasn't entirely sure how Kia Souls got into it.
Kia Souls are square.
No, they look like toasters. They look like brave little toasters just going down the street.
Do.
They are a square toaster.
Oh God,
that's adorable. You would have been very cute in a Kia Soul.
At my 8 Kias I've had.
That's the normal amount of cars.
I know.
You gotta get an oil change.
Anyways,
change your car.
Back to Aurora.
So, page 14. You know we love a description of a male main character from a woman's perspective.
Yes.
We love it. Okay, Aurora says, I'm 5'7" and even taller in my stilettos, but he still towers over me. However, there's something decidedly unintimidating about him. His biceps are fighting to escape the sleeves of his black t-shirt, the fabric tight across his broad chest, but his features are soft and there's only a hint of stubble across his jaw. It's like the delicacy of his face doesn't quite match the rest of his body. His light brown hair is styled off of his face. And my eyes finally settle on his. The sapphire blues stare back at me, something unsure about, intrigued swimming in them.
Savannah's ears popped up because it was a black t-shirt.
A black t-shirt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is Russ. This is what he looks like.
An angel. She's trying to find a cup. Aurora.
Oh, yes.
This is when she meets him.
Yes.
With that tight t-shirt on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you burgled here before?
Oops.
I mean, Jay earlier, he was like, oh, my t-shirt's too tight. And I'm like...
I know.
It looks great.
His t-shirt fit him.
Oh, speaking of...
Speak of the devil.
Don't give him that.
Don't let him know
Ford's
he looks good. Oh, good. He changed into a comfortable. You more comfortable now, babe? Black
t-shirt.
t-shirt.
Tall squares, black t-shirts, finding cups.
He is a very tall square.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Don't you shake your head at a tall, square
I'm
young
not.
lady.
I find Russ to be very attractive. He's.
She has exceptions.
I do. Though I think Russ is not my type because I don't always enjoy a man who's not confident. And so
That came up for me too.
Is he too nice? Is that why he's not confident?
No, we'll get into it.
Okay.
So as girlies with competence kinks, it is
Yeah.
not always hot to hear a man who is like very insecure, which he kind of is. It can be endearing, but it's not my vibe.
Yeah, it's not my favorite. But
Okay.
so many other things about him are great.
So page 26, we have a drunken party game, which I love. We're gonna play drunk Jenga, where
You tell me.
So they all are gathered around this big Jenga, and you pull a block, and if the block is blank, you put it back. If it has some of them have a dare on them, so you can either do the dare or take 2 shots. But if you're not a big hockey player, you can take 1 shot.
Okay.
Yeah. For these baby girls.
Yeah. So Amelia, who is one of our lesbian characters, we love it. She's got a girlfriend named Poppy. It's really cute.
That's Aurora's best friend.
Yeah.
Emily and Aurora are best friends.
Yeah. Amelia leans across the tower, which is looking significantly more unstable than earlier. A grin spreads across her face as she reads from the block. Nominate 2 people to kiss.
Who would we possibly have kissed?
She mumbles, turning the block around to face us, lips tucking into a mischievous grin. Well, since the only people I know, I suppose I'll just have to choose Aurora and Russ.
Oops.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Kiss. And kiss they do.
Oh, they do.
I like the name Russ. Is
It's
it
a-
RUSS? I like that name.
Yeah, it's a good
It's
one.
a good name.
Yeah.
I knew someone in high school named Russ.
And they
was
really,
short.
not this guy. I really do then appreciate here soon. Give your so these are on the Jenga blocks. Give your nearest hockey player a lap dance for 2 minutes.
I love it. And then Lola's like, that's the one that I wrote.
Thank
Oh,
you,
they wrote
Lola.
on the
Thanks,
Jenga blocks?
Lola.
Yes, isn't that fun?
Wait, so how'd the kids go?
The kiss
Oh, it was
hot.
great.
Oh.
But
It was short. It was short.
escalates.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like
Even
now we're into lap dance.
Yeah,
For
so
2 minutes.
It's, yeah.
They kiss for 2 minutes?
No,
No, the lap dance is for 2 minutes.
Oh,
give the
ew.
nearest hockey player a lap dance for 2 minutes. That's Aurora's dare.
In front of everybody.
That's a workout. No,
And I
ma'am.
love this.
Yeah, really.
This chapter's from Russ's perspective, so the whole time he's like, Jesus fucking Christ. He's so
humiliated.
He's so nervous.
I
and
would be humiliated.
So awkward. And he says, oh man, I'm gonna get a boner in front of my friends.
I'm gonna get a boner in front of my friends.
And so he starts like listing presidents in his head
So cute.
while she's dancing around him.
What a real boner killer, you know. Let's list the presidents.
That's why he did it. So he wouldn't get a boner.
Should we read this and scandalize?
Well,
Is Trump in there?
Yes.
Because that's the ultimate
I-
orange boner killer.
No, boners are going really well in here.
For Trump?
No, God.
what are you
Oh.
talking about?
Trump is a boner
President.
killer for sure. But
Yes.
George Washington, John Adams. I don't think he
Oh, he
gets all the
starts
way.
all that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's that
Oftentimes
way.
it will be like, I do a lot of thinking about the wall. I did a lot of thinking about the wall just then.
Oh, we started with
Just a
old
lot of-
presidents.
Really thinking about that wall. Yeah, no,
Old.
that's his only way to not just immediately come.
Yeah.
So cute. Okay, well, shall I read this?
I mean,
Please do.
I would come for Obama.
Yeah, I think we all would. Oh my God.
I mean, Obama is a hot president.
Truly.
Look at what he did and
His
accomplished.
swagger.
The best of all. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Truly. My knuckles are white from gripping the seat of the chair, and I don't even need to be touching her, apparently. She lifts herself from me, and I don't need to panic about everyone spotting my boner for long because she turns and lowers herself back into my lap,
Oh, no.
straddling me.
Ew.
This is worse. So much worse. Worse in a better way, that is. Yeah. Things go from there.
It's
Can
hot.
that be the title name of this? I would come for Obama.
I should come for Obama.
I would come for
I mean,
Obama, for
anyways.
sure. So good things go down. That's
That's a long lap dance for an
2
unprofessional.
minutes is a long time.
true.
Especially in front of everybody.
Yeah, that's
Oh my God.
cringe. And they're watching
She's
too.
20. Yeah, well,
Nope.
I don't think Aurora minds. But then what happens from there, Katie Bird?
So, well, this is not. This is Aurora's inner monologue. Aurora also has some, like, stuff. She needs daddy issues, the book. They both have daddy issues. From all the romance books I've read and all the happy endings I've enjoyed, I can't imagine my own. I'd like to hope I'll have one, but hope can be dangerous. Someone much smarter than me once said something poetic and clever about love being when you give someone the power to hurt you, but trust them not to. But I can't imagine ever trusting someone that much. If I want my feelings hurt, I'm more than capable of doing it myself. It's a skill I've honed over many years, and arguably my best one. I'd like to trust someone one day, though. Maybe.
Aw. Yeah, I think I love a good character development. And I think I appreciate how Hannah Grace... Is this the first we said our author's name? I'm so sorry. But I appreciate how Hannah Grace kind of starts her somewhere. Starts her at this place of like, I can't imagine ever trusting someone to be honest with me and to be wanting to be, to fall in love.
Yeah, trust is a very fragile thing. Like, I feel like you can trust someone for 100 days, and then on that 101st day, they break the trust, and then, like, for the rest of your life, it's like questioning every single thing that ever happens to you.
It's a weird, it's so dependent upon what happens and what they did and how, if they rupture and repair. Rupture is going to happen, but if the repair, it depends on what they did. Depends on if they slept with your mom or not.
Yeah.
It really,
that's a last week's minisode, y'all.
Yeah, really. It like, it just depends. And different people have different levels of, I don't know. I love talking with folks about forgiveness because it's not always about forgiving.
Yeah.
Like, forgiving we use sometimes as a way to describe trying to forget.
Yeah.
But.
And learning to, like, trust yourself after someone else has broken your
Truly,
trust.
I think one of the biggest things is can I trust myself? Having trusted this person. So, I don't know. That's something to...
Yeah.
Aurora, though, that's kind of the sweet. I love seeing that that's where she's starting. So that's what... She's getting to know Russ.
Y'all, Hannah Grace did us a service, and we get a smut scene 46 fucking pages into this book.
We sure do.
So, Russ
Is that
and
the
Aurora...
average? Is that later or sooner?
That's so much earlier.
Okay.
Normally, we're, like, in the deep 200, 300 pages
They
before.
make her read that long to get some sex?
Okay, now, don't knock it. The tension building is very important.
It's hot.
On page 46, so they have had their hot Jenga game, and Aurora's like, can I see your bedroom?
She had to spell it out.
I'm interested in looking at your bedroom.
Take me upstairs.
Take me upstairs. Brandon, listen up.
Listen here.
His kisses move lower, sparking a fire in every place he touches. Neck, breast, stomach, hip bone, until his head is right between my legs. He keeps watching me as he finally puts his mouth on me, moving my legs over his shoulders, and after that I don't know what he does because my eyes roll to the back of my head. There's nothing polite or respectful in the way he goes down on me. My heart is thrashing against my ribcage, breathing erratic, body writhing so much that he uses his arm to pin me to the bed while he licks and sucks and
That was just practical.
Oh fuck.
Oh my, oh fuck is right.
While
Yes.
people are in their house, could
They're
never.
upstairs.
Kind of the fun part.
Yeah.
Nobody
Henry
knows.
often complains about how loud his
he's like,
roommates are at during
This is
sex.
not soundproof. Please, please.
We love it. Oh, on the very next page. Ahem. I pick up the condom and tear the wrapper with my teeth. See, condoms, they exist.
They do.
Tearing with the teeth.
You're not supposed to do that, actually.
Like, wouldn't it rip a hole?
So,
Thank you.
Babies will happen.
You paid attention.
hey, Brandon paid attention to sex ed. Y'all, it's hot in smut, but
Good
do not
job.
rip condoms with your teeth. This is not an advice podcast, but
We can
do
confidently
not rip
say-
condoms with your teeth.
Very carefully open the condom package.
Yes.
My loves, please.
My loves.
My angels. Dear God.
I pick up the condom and tear the wrapper with my teeth, lifting myself to let him move his boxers around until his erection springs free. Oops. I release less of a gasp and more of a surprised hiccup when I realize what we're dealing with here. He takes the condom from my hand, rolling it on.
worships.
While the boxers are on?
No, he sprung free.
he pulled them off.
I
Some of
thought
my
you meant
favorite
he spun them
words.
around to where the wiener knocked through the opening
no, they
of it all.
spring. They be springing.
Yeah, this is smut, Brandon.
Why is he wearing boxers? But continue.
They're boxer briefs.
Well, that's
Nobody's wearing
fine.
I
boxers.
imagine boxer briefs.
You'd
Yeah.
be surprised.
Oh, God.
The Republicans of them all.
Well, he's not a Republican.
Make it stop.
Stop.
He takes the condom from my hand, rolling it on while I evaluate. There's no way that's gonna fit. I mean, I love a challenge, but I can only be challenged so much, you know?
Oh, I love a
He-
too big dick trope.
Me too. He pulls me down to him, our mouths aligning and my stomach moving with his as he chuckles at my crisis. He still tastes like me when his tongue moves against mine.
Hell
He
yes.
groans into my mouth when I roll my hips against him. His eyes close, his voice strains. We'll make it fit. I said the too big dick trope. We love it. It works every time.
It works every time because he's not sympathetic. The hottest thing about a too big dick trope is he's not like, oh, you poor baby, how can I make this easier? No. You can take it.
We'll make it fit.
Yeah, that's what's hot about it.
Later on down the same page. Why did I think I had the stamina to go on top? Now, Russ. Now, I will say I have some critiques about Russ, but.
In the sheets, no notes. No notes in the sheets.
No notes in the sheets. You're taking it so well, sweetheart. I work a little harder, clearly motivated by words and moans. That's it. Good girl.
Dear God, the
Who
praise
knew
of it
Mr.
all.
Helpful and I would be so compatible?
I like it when he praises me, and he really likes it when I swirl my hips on the end of his dick.
Woo!
Dream team.
Dream team.
That's what it says.
I'm just reading.
Reading
This is
word
just
for
data.
word.
This is
Welcome to
data.
Smut.
Russ loves a praise kink, and that's why that's why the smut is good in this book.
He from his perspective later on, he says, she seems to really enjoy when I praise her. And I'm like,
Yes, you've solved it, my friend. That's
She just
it.
wants
Something,
affirmation.
Russ.
She wants to know what she's doing is right.
yeah, it's the best. Who doesn't really?
Praise
Correct.
kink really comes from the depths.
Yeah, it's a good one.
My note there was I was not prepared for all of this 13% into the book.
Yeah, you were a little floored.
I was like, oh, we get a good girl 13% in. Let's
My
go.
God. Oh, pause. Have y'all seen the TikTok where she told her neighbor that she wanted him to call her a good girl? Have we all seen this?
No.
Oh God, I'm gonna spoil it. I'm so sorry. Okay, it is so fucking funny. But she's like super nervous and like super fun, and like she goes out and she's like, I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I did this. She said basically she had been reading smut for like several weeks, and that was like all she was like, and you know how when it's all you're reading, it's really you start to talk like that because it's like all you're reading, and then she like was making small talk with them, and she was like, oh, you know, I got so much done. You should tell me how good of a girl I am. And then he said, oh, you like that? And then she said, yeah.
Yeah.
And then so it dropped at that, and it was just like everybody was horrified. Oh my God, LOL. A few TikToks later, they're dating.
Hot.
That is precious.
Isn't it perfect? I will find it. It's
Can't-
a deal.
and they're,
It makes
they're neighbors? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Can you imagine dating a
Spoiled it.
neighbor?
Ooh.
Well,
Walk
we know
on over
people
for a
who
quickie.
have. Yeah, it's tough. Well, it could be fun, I guess. Walk on over for a quickie in that case. Yeah, well, good girl.
Just tell me I'm doing a good job. That's all I would.
Oh, you
Any
like that?
feedback?
Yeah.
Yes, I do actually.
Affirmed. Yes.
Affirmed.
Well, yeah. So we all scratched an itch there. Nice.
Okay, so page
47
50.
pages.
We have a little bit of an awkward situation where Russ goes into the bathroom and he's in there for a long time, and she's like, "Well,
After?
yeah, after." And
He's trying to hype himself up.
I know. So Russ, he's not very secure, not very confident, and so he is in the bathroom hyping himself up to ask her out. But Aurora doesn't know after.
Oh, God. But
It's
she
a-
liked it, though.
Yeah, so Aurora's in the bedroom now panicking because he's been in the bathroom for so long, and she just assumes like, oh shit, he's waiting for me to leave. Like he wants an easy out.
Because she does a lot of hookups. Like she chooses to sleep around with hooks. It's a one night stand, and so she
it's,
leaves.
And it's understood on both sides. Like,
Yeah.
she just takes off.
And so it's
She
like a no harm,
laughed
no
while he's
foul.
hyping him up, or himself up.
I know, isn't that sad?
But she didn't know that.
She didn't
was just
know.
like, this is just an opportunity to,
Right.
Yeah.
to leave.
Worst case scenario, he comes out of the bathroom when I'm half dressed, and we have a really great conversation about how my deep-rooted abandonment issues mean I'll never expect more than the bare minimum from a man, and how my father's blatant disinterest in my existence has given me a stifling fear of rejection, which has shaped every romantic interaction I have. So I'm not judging him for wanting me to leave. Or alternatively, I can bottle that up and make a therapist very rich one day.
Yeah.
Now, you'll make a therapist moderately comfortable for the length of your treatment plan. Like,
Yes, moderately comfortable. We're not rolling in it.
no, you're not
folks.
making a therapist rich with that stuff. Like,
You will become
I
March.
feel like
Yeah.
this
Thank you.
deep-rooted
March
abandonment
1st.
issues and like father's blatant disinterest Like, as far as, like, bottling all that stuff up, like, that is, like, we're scratching the surface here.
Yeah, really.
As far as, like, therapy topics.
Thank you for the listeners. That's nothing.
Yeah, that's a walk in the park.
That's not. Do you know what? It's incredible. Oh my God, one of my greatest like privileges. I mean this in all seriousness, but one of my greatest privileges is when people say, I get goosebumps. I've never told anyone this before, and then it's like the most earth shattering. Like, what the fuck? And it's such an honor. It's like, yeah, okay, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
fucking
Do they say that and it's just like, oh, I never drank milk before.
That would be great if it was something super chill.
It's probably something horrifying.
Yeah, no, it's only ever really horrifying things.
Okay,
and I'm
okay.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's just such, I am honored that they know that, like, this is the space to share that. Because
Right, yeah,
like, I can tell that they trust that this is a non-judgment, supportive space. And that is the tip of the iceberg. That,
Yes.
like, you're not sure.
If you're like, I feel scared of being rejected and I don't think my dad likes me very much, like, your therapist can handle that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That'll be just...
you know what
That'll
we're
be
talking
just fine. We can get that done in 6 weeks, baby.
But sometimes people will be like, TMI. And I'm like, do you know what this is?
Right.
I always say, this is literally therapy.
This is
This is
therapy.
never too
But
much.
they'll apologize for crying, and I'm like,
Yeah.
like buy stock and tissues. What do you think I
TLI,
do?
too little of information.
I should shoot back with that. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Too little
Actually, that's
information.
TLI. Well,
Okay, Paige.
She's working through her stuff.
She's working, I mean, yeah, for sure. Page 57. I love college and the experiences I've had there in the past 2 years, but I feel lost. I make choices I don't understand in the moments where my feelings get too big because there's nobody there to tell me to stop. The little voice in my head tells me to fuck it. I'm becoming someone I don't recognize. Now, this seems developmentally appropriate to me.
You know, every now and then I would be reminded that she's twinning.
Yeah, so I was reading this and I was like, I'm becoming someone I don't recognize. Like, my feelings are too big. No one's telling me to stop. I'm like, yeah, that's college, actually. You're on track.
You're on
Like,
track.
you have a squishy brain.
Yeah.
Like, your brain is not fully developed. I understand here for her, she's like, I feel like I'm going off the rails and I want to get recentered back in what matters. And, like, I appreciate that. But, like, growing up and discovering who you are, that's healthy. Like, I don't know. Figure it out. Try on some different stuff. That's important. Use protection, please.
Please do.
For everyone. We care about your wellness. But, like, live. Figure it
Yeah.
out. Yeah, I will say from like a me enjoying smut perspective, I did reach a couple of points where I was like,
Me.
yeah, I was like, you know what? I am too old for this.
I felt a few times, well, I mean, it's 20-year-old bullshit. Like,
It's 20-year-old bullshit.
This is
Thank you.
YA.
It's in some ways it was a little No, it was not. It was not YA.
it is not YA.
I was so trying to use a term that I knew.
I appreciate you trying.
Well,
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Sometimes it's like age wise, yeah, they're like 16 and 18, but they're fucking, and it's like, is this YA?
yeah, so, yeah, I mean,
It's usually like PG-13 is YA.
the parts where it got me where it was like, they were so, like, mushy sometimes with their dialogue. I was like, I'm a little grossed out.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely, like, young people in love.
Yes. He was like, I think I'm falling in love. And I'm like, yeah, you're a baby.
You're a child.
This is the first you've ever felt love towards another.
Dopamine's Russian.
Yeah, and it feels really good. I know, it's intense.
Yeah. Okay, so page 68, this is a group chat. They're all talking about how Russ hooked up with Aurora, and they realize that she looks familiar. And they're like, for some reason I recognize this girl, and I don't know why. And it's discovered that, surprise, her dad owns a fucking F1 racing team.
Here we go.
Yes.
So Robbie texts the group and he says he's going to have to pretend to like F1 if he ever wants to get laid again.
Yeah.
What's up? Now,
The girlies, report.
what's going on with F1?
Did you just pause that on your Kindle? You
I-
clicked a little. Okay.
Okay. F1. I will never forget the moment that after I had been spammed all day long
Oh
with
my
F1
God.
TikToks.
From
I told
Smash?
Jay from you and
From me?
Smash. You and
Oh,
Smash.
okay.
F1 TikToks.
Thank you.
So I told Jay that I don't really know if I like F1 guys.
I don't.
And he said, well, of course you don't. they're small and skinny.
They are very small. Every photo you
to
sent,
drive an F1 car.
yes,
To fit in it.
Every photo you all sent, I was like, oh no.
I do think some of them are hot. I think some of them are
like the French
attractive. Yeah, I don't
I like the French one.
I don't think they're all unattractive.
There's a wide variety of attractiveness and not. Yes.
So,
Yes.
but growing up where we have and being so close to NASCAR,
Yeah.
I just can't reconcile it because there's so many NASCAR
I think
bros.
it feels super different than NASCAR.
It's just the
Yeah. It's the European of it all.
It's European NASCAR.
It's not like different cultures, different values. It's not just like Bud Light and tires and like redneckery of it all. Yeah, it's not like all that. The way they like sit in the car, it's like they probably need to be skinny.
They need to be. So, but
Like the way they sit in a car, it's like you're way
it's not
far
the
down.
like skinny thing that bothers me. Well, not that I'm bothered by any of it,
Mm-hmm.
but when you were like, you and Ashley talk about it so much.
Yeah.
Where you're like, these guys are so fucking hot. I love them so much, and you have like your TikToks are full of them. And then I was like, you hyped it up so much about these men, and then you were sending these photos, and I was
we did our countdown of like our 1 through 20.
yeah, you sent all the photos, and I was like, these guys. These are the ones that you're talking about.
I mean, do you thoroughly enjoy accents? Because I thoroughly do.
I love a good accent. Like I said, some of them I thought were attractive.
This is the way I'm laying down. This is how they sit in the car.
Yeah.
It's like that, and then like they're propped up, and like their foot is like this, and that's the front of it.
Totally.
It's like they had to be like small, I guess, in stature.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is great. And
It's fine.
Like, they're attractive guys.
And we
But-
enjoy the laps of it all, like everything that comes along with it. It's not just about
Oh, you actually like watching
them. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll watch through the whole thing and just text each other every lap
That's
about what's
so
going
fun.
on. Yeah.
I love
cute.
that y'all really do
I'm
love
really
it.
glad that I have her.
Yeah.
It's been cute.
Because not everyone, like, it's very niche.
Yeah,
and
it
so it's so
She better
special.
listen to this. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, Ash, you gotta listen. Well, it's F1 in here is not necessarily like represented in a positive way, but they don't really get into F1.
They don't talk about it
it's
that
just
much.
like the dad owns it. Yeah.
but
her
of all
dad
the things
owns
for
it.
him to be owning, all the teams for him to be owning, I find that
Interesting.
Yeah, the F1 team. Yeah, and she is in the tabloids a lot because she's a troublemaker just to get her dad's attention. So
Oh.
if she causes trouble, then the tabloids will catch it, and then her dad will be like, "What are you doing?"
It's just big business.
Yeah.
Like there's millions and billions and billions of lots of people. It's just an empire of business. And they just
That's
go around to different,
fascinating.
and it's weird. Like they just go around different countries, and it's like, well, like that country hates gay people. Like it's just weird to think of like, oh, they're gonna race the 5th race of the season. That country still doesn't believe in gay people. You still could die there.
Oh my god.
Like, yeah, there was.
Wow.
That's why they did pride flags on some of the cars. I hope I'm not saying this wrong, but I remember me and Smash talking about it.
And it was like non-affirming countries and like weird.
They go everywhere, you know. So.
Ooh. So,
I know.
see, that is different
I feel
than
like we need to
NASCAR.
call her and just be like, yeah.
Consult on F1. It's like not even a B story.
Yeah,
it's just like
a
a
character
blip in
trait.
the plot, but we're
Yeah.
gonna amplify.
Okay. I hope
Okay,
that helped answer it.
page
No,
72.
thank you. That I feel like I understand F1 a little more now.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
All right, page 72. So this is why Anna loves this book. I see the dogs.
Oh my god.
There's dogs.
I
Oh
see
my God.
the dogs are doing their usual trick of outshining me. For those of you who have been with us before, Fish had puppies.
Baby fishes, actually.
These are golden retrievers.
These are fucking golden retrievers.
Yes.
Okay, following his line of sight, my eyes land on the cutest two. Equally as golden and fluffy, but much smaller and chubbier, dogs trotting toward us. Then everybody says, baby fishes.
baby fishes, trout and salmon.
I was
The
just like,
dog's name or
golden
trout and salmon?
retrievers. Yes. I was like, oh my
Precious.
god. Like, this is... I grinned. I just like grinned.
I did.
I was like, wait a minute. These are baby dogs.
And Xander's giving him turkey bacon for tricks.
Okay, the thread of dogs, of these puppies throughout the whole
It's so
book is
good.
so sweet. It made me very happy. Xander is, he keeps a lot of turkey bacon with him.
Turkey bacon.
All right, page 73.
Salmon
page
and trout.
73. Here at Honey Acres, we have a zero fraternization policy,
Forbidden love.
which, if breached, will result in contract termination.
Oops.
Everything gets hotter when it's forbidden.
When the sun goes down,
Yeah.
then it's off limits. And you could lose your job.
Let's go.
We've talked a lot about this with purity culture. Oh, I can't.
I can't do it.
Oh,
okay.
it's really bad.
It's bad if I do that.
It's all of a sudden hot as hell.
Yes.
That's why abstinence only education is teen pregnancy skyrocket with healthy. What is the opposite? Healthy, broad sex education.
Just like all encompassing.
Yeah, comprehensive sex education. That's what's called. They like teen pregnancies and sexual involvement at all. Comprehensive.
Bible.
The stats say that they go way down when you teach people about sex and it's no longer off limits and forbidden. They're like, oh.
When you don't know how babies are created, then there's no way of knowing. Then you're just like, I guess, whoops. But if you are giving comprehensive sex education,
like,
where you understand what everything does and the purpose of all the parts, then
and the feelings involved,
and you know you're educated on birth control and like pregnancy prevention, you understand how to keep yourself safe.
Well, and this, we both watched Sex Education on Netflix. Iconic, such an incredible show. But it reminds me of how what's his name? Oh, it's so good. Well, I hope this doesn't spoil something, but
no,
they are having sex ed, and there are two gay young men in the class, and they both are like, "Hey, but what about for us? Like, how do we be safe?" And it was so good because then, like, they really did. And the best part about sex education is they include it in the show. They're like, let's talk about it. Let's talk about prevention. Let's talk about safety for whoever you're having sex with. And it was such a beautiful. That's great. But like, that's a comprehensive sex education isn't just penis and vagina heterosexual sex.
Yeah.
And it's like this is what sex is. This is how it works. This is who it is for everybody. How it goes. Consent. It's informed consent.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
I just remember, like, my parents and I never talked about it.
No.
And I remember in high school, like, thinking, like, there was a girl that had, like, this is gonna sound terrible, but she had, like, not a fucked up eye, but she had, like, one that just didn't point the same way the other one did.
Sure.
And the joke was, like, someone got
come in her eye.
Yes, actually.
Sure.
And I thought to myself, oh my god, like,
no one can ever come in my face ever. Oh my god!
You gotta keep your eyes closed.
Yeah, keep your eyes closed.
I was not worried about that at 17.
Okay.
Sure. But I remember thinking, I was like, I don't know anything what's going on.
It just felt so confusing.
And then in 9th grade, they put you in a trailer out in PE class on the other side of it. It's sex education. You're sitting there, and it's separated by men and women.
Yep.
And it's just the boys reading about in a book, and then you had to go around the class because it was awkward reading about dicks from a book. So it was just like around the class, the next person read the next chapter.
You popcorn read it?
Yeah. So there was it wouldn't be one pointed paragraph. It was more awkward to the other one. We all had to read the awkward paragraphs together.
Okay.
But it was forced.
Sure.
This was learning.
That's not learning.
That's not learning.
I feel like if I'm ever blessed with a child that I feel like I could do and someone to help me take care of it and all that good stuff,
beautiful.
I would want to like help. I feel like I'd want to be like a cool mom and be like, let's just talk about it. You know, it's okay.
Well, and what it does, like the research shows over and over, what that does, just educating on what it is, how it works, they don't have sex. They have a lot less sex and definitely much safer sex.
Yeah.
Like teens be fucking, but like
teens
they're humans. They need to know what they're doing.
For sure.
I don't know. I just believe it to my core.
Yeah.
It's so important. I don't remember how we got onto sex education, but we did.
Yep. And here we are.
Forbidden.
Yes.
Forbidden. No fraternizing.
Yes. So, surprise, Russ and Aurora ended up at the same summer camp.
They sure did.
Forced proximity. We love it.
But they haven't met each other yet. Oh, no. It takes her an extra second for her to spot me. But when she does, she stops abruptly, her jaw slacking slightly, her eyes widening as she takes me in.
Oh, shit.
Because they did not say, it was like, hey, goodbye. They were leaving for the summer. That's what the party was. They were leaving for the summer.
And they're both going to the same camp.
But they didn't know that until this.
And she bailed on their hookup.
Summer camp for kids.
So they hooked up. She bailed because they hadn't spoken at all since then. And then she shows up at the camp and he's there.
They're both camp counselors at the camp. They both work there.
So now they're going to have like the turmoil of it all.
Yes, and they both signed up to work with the same age group.
Yeah, they're going to boink in one of those little cabins coming soon.
You actually are so correct.
Near you.
I don't know how you could have seen that coming.
Correct.
So if you have ever worked at a camp, you understand that part of training is you have to do these like team building exercises.
Sure.
And so they're doing some team building exercises where they have to cross these like platforms, and there's a lot of space in between them. So for the big, there's a basketball player and like hockey players and like big dudes who are like just hopping between the planks, and the girls are like, hello, I can't just
Hello.
leap across. So trying to figure out how they're gonna do this. And so Aurora says, if you're so confident, why don't you just lie down between them and we can just walk you like a plank? Yeah, Zan, Russ says, grinning. Why don't we just walk you like a plank?
Why not?
I don't think being crushed by a hockey player, I don't think I'd like being crushed by a hockey player, funnily enough. Don't knock it till you've tried it, I say quietly without thinking. Great point. Data for our research as women in STEM.
Huh. Yeah, I don't think I'd like that, but interesting.
It's something for me to experiment on.
STEM, science, tech,
Science, technology,
What is
engineering,
Earth and math.
and mathematics.
Earth
And
and
math.
math.
Earth
Yeah.
and math. You nailed it.
Yeah. got
Earth
it.
and math.
Math.
Women in STEM. We're scientists, is what we're saying. We collect the data.
That's right. Okay, so Aurora and Russ are
9
finally like having a little confrontation about their hookup. So Aurora, one of the nights before the kids get there, she gets kind of drunk, and she's
Yes.
like, she goes up to Russ and she's like, skinny dip with me, and he's like, no, I want to keep my job.
Yeah.
And so the next day she's like obviously humiliated and feels horrible.
Why does women love skinny dipping and men are like, better not?
Boobs.
Boobs.
It feels so good in the water. Mm-hmm. They just float around.
Yeah.
Boobs float in the water.
Yeah. They're buoyant.
It's so fun.
That's the reason?
Look, my
You
boob-
don't have boobs. You don't understand.
My
Well, yeah,
are
but I'm
so
not excited for
heavy,
my dick to
Brandon.
float around the water.
Boobs are bigger.
Oh.
they're heavy.
It's so fun because then they float.
Yeah.
And you're like, just float around, live your best
And
life.
with a swimsuit on, they're protected. So they
yeah,
don't float.
they're
Okay.
upheld. It's just fun.
You were
naughty.
You were in the bathroom for so long. You were waiting for me to go. I heard you talking to someone, so I left. I was talking to myself, Rory. I was hyping myself up to ask you out, which is something I hope to never have to admit out loud to you, but I'd rather embarrass myself than have you think that I'm the type of guy who would wait in the bathroom for you to leave. Oh my God. I never did the one night stand thing, and I thought we had fun. I wanted to see you again, but you're so out of my league, and oh my God. She drops back to the step, and this time I crouch down in front of her as she hides her face in her hands. Miscommunication. Russ, we did the miscommunication thing. You made me a miscommunicator. This conversation is too much to process. A what? We could have just had a conversation. This is not the kind of main character woman I was looking for in my life. She groans loudly, peeking at me between her fingers. So, Hannah Grace, she understands.
I
She
like
gets
the
it.
honesty of it all.
Yeah.
Just talk.
I was just,
Just
talking to
have
myself.
a fucking conversation.
Yeah.
And Hannah she's heard the feedback and she's like, okay, we're gonna have a conversation.
She listened to our podcast. She heard us yell
Yeah.
repeatedly at Conrad. Just
conversation.
talk. Well, it is really frustrating because in order to live in our world, you have to speak your thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
You got to talk about shit.
You have
So
to have a
it's
conversation.
Frustrating when our characters don't do that.
Yeah. But thankfully, miscommunication does not happen in this book. I feel like as far as romance novel conflicts happen, or as far as they go, people find miscommunication the most irritating.
Yes.
I can get over it pretty quickly, but it is one way to get people to like not finish a book is to have characters like miscommunicate about stuff.
Yeah. Doesn't Pride and Prejudice itself don't they kind of miscommunicate?
The whole thing is a miscommunication.
Isn't that the whole thing?
plot?
Isn't the whole plot miscommunication?
Yes.
So I think that's when it started. Is we're like, oh, this is fun. This tension is fun. It's
Yeah.
not. It makes all of us furious as hell.
Streets and sheets, like it's the tension's great.
Okay, it does create tension.
Why would you put so much effort into reading something and not finish it?
Try a few of them,
Yeah.
and you will.
You just get that, and you're just like, yeah, I'm good.
75% of not 75. God, 25% of smut books. I get to the third act breakup and I quit.
Yeah.
I literally
Really?
do.
Well, because
it's
all the smut has happened, and usually
they're gonna have one more sex scene
Maybe.
after
It's
that.
usually closed
Maybe. Yeah, they just make up and it's done. But like,
But you don't want to need the resolution of it all.
I know how it
I
is.
know that, but that's the thing. Like 100% of the time, they're gonna get back together. So it's just downhill, and then there's like a little, oh, we made up, but they're not gonna have good sex. Like,
Yeah, it's either like we get like we're dropped into a middle of a sex scene in the epilogue, or it's like they're waking up and it's like we just had sex. There's like not there's usually not like another full sex scene after the third act breakup.
You'll act like you only read these books for the sex scenes.
That's exactly why we read them.
That's actually exactly
the whole
what
point
we're
of the
doing. You nailed it. Well,
you nailed it.
It's tricky.
Bingo.
Yeah, you did it though. Yes, communication. They do an excellent job. Hannah Grace gets it. She gets it. She's a girly like us.
Okay, page 121. She's asking for some reason, she just wants to help Russ do stuff. She wants to be around him. Just to really bother him.
They want to, what is it, coexist peacefully?
Coexist peacefully.
They want to be friends.
So Russ is saying, if I let you help me, can you be good? Usually with the right motivation. I sense I shouldn't ask further, but I can't help myself as much as I don't want to be. I'm the moth and Aurora is the brightest flame. Wow.
Here she is.
He was the moth to the flame. She was holding the matches.
On the nose. Hannah Grace is on the nose.
On the nose.
Better known for the things that she does on the mattress.
Aurora is known.
But sex.
What's enough motivation for you? Her teeth sink into her lip again while she pretends to think, and my brain flashes back to a very different scenario where I watched her do that.
Can you imagine just being friends with someone who you had hot sex with?
You thinking I'm good. Okay, so I think we've learned where the praise cake comes from. We found it.
We found it.
We found the source of the praise cake.
She wants to...
She wants people to think that she's good.
She's trying. She's acting bad. But she wants to be good. I mean, as long as there's consent. No shame. I'm just saying. She's acting not in alignment with her own values.
I mean, the reason she's working at the camp is because she's
trying to straighten up and fly right.
Yeah, she's trying to work on herself, which is great.
It's a rehabilitation camp?
No, she's working with kids. But
she grew up going to the camp when she was little. This was
She's
like her.
Pay it forward.
Yeah. She's camp counselor.
Yeah. And she wanted to focus on bettering herself and not spending her summer in Europe hooking up with a bunch of guys, which is what she probably knows.
Oh, how terrible.
Her family has a ton of money. Her sister, she's a socialite. She could have, but she's giving back to this camp. Oh my God.
Okay.
She's a good girl.
And now she found a true love or a interest, not a true love.
You don't know yet. You don't know if they are going to fall in love.
Yeah, you have no idea.
You got to keep on reading to find out.
That's right. Page 140. Easiest way to work out who has daddy issues. Tell them it's Father's Day. What a bonding moment for us all. Speak for yourself, Amelia quips. My dad is the best guy I know. And I, just the second, decided not to spiral today, so share your misery with someone else. Thank you very much, Rory adds, giving him a sweet smile. I will spiral later, alone, like a regular person. Or if I'm feeling really adventurous, I'll bottle it up and bury it deep down, letting it erupt at a much later, more inconvenient time.
More inconvenient time to everyone around me.
That's my favorite method, actually.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's tried and true.
It's super awesome, and then you just get to, it'll be a surprise.
It's a surprise for everyone. Well, my favorite is I bottle it. It's like an Instant Pot. I do the release valve at the hour hits about 9 p.m. It's like a pressure cooker. It kind of builds. Jay has started doing it's unhelpful, but it's accurate. He started going like this. And so every now and then I'll be like, I'm really sorry. He won't do it when it's in the heat of the moment. Oh my God, I would slaughter him. But he'll do afterwards. He'll be like, yeah, you got a little what is it?
The Joys of Marriage.
It's Psycho.
Yeah.
The Joys of Marriage.
Yeah, I like to bottle it up and let it out like that.
Yeah. I just like to cry in the produce section of the grocery store when they're out of my favorite apples.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Pink Ladies. What is your favorite?
Honeycrisp.
Honeycrisp. Oh my God.
I just like to cry. I just imagine you just so sad at the K. Roger.
Today, Jay shook out the trash bag 2 times too many. It was loud in my ear holes. 2 times too many. You know how you have to take it out to get the wrinkles out?
Yeah.
But then 2 times is
you
enough.
gotta air it out.
It's so loud.
It's 1, 2, and then it's good.
Oh my God, thank you.
Yes.
He will do it and you will see exactly what I mean. He does it 6 fucking times. It makes me crazy. And so I may or may not have had a little cover part about that.
You had to.
And it was only because that
It was because of the trash bag.
It's because of the trash bag.
It was the trash bag.
I still think
It was a trash bag.
getting to the point to be with someone that you have to be able to let down walls to trust that you can make silly things like coming home and singing to your pets and knowing that they're in the house and thinking
You're gonna love it.
And then this is
We're
gonna
gonna
be
start
like
speaking it as if it is true. We're gonna manifesting. It's true. You're
Walls.
going to be there.
Yeah. So when I make up songs for my dog, my partner will often be like, "You should write musicals." And it's because I've been like, "Have you seen her? She's got floppy ears. They're floppy and she's on the..."
She's made everything magical.
Yeah. He's like, "Wow, you should write a musical."
You should write. He's totally serious.
Yeah.
You should write musicals. Yes, I'm just narrating my life in song
Yes,
form.
she's got floppy ears and she's on the bed.
it's funny she thought
I'm describing a stationary. Okay, we have devolved.
Okay, anyway, page 189.
So I do want you to audio record us the next time you're at the K-Roger when they're out of the Honeycrisp apples.
Oh, please tell us.
I want to hear.
It would have to be the perfect circumstance. Oh, around Father's Day, maybe I'll do that for you all.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything is awesome. Continue.
So on page 189, so one of the things I love about Russ is that he just calls his buddy on the phone.
Oh, is this where he calls JJ?
He calls JJ,
Give me some
Jahal.
advice.
Yes, he's like,
He
buddy.
called him on the phone.
Well,
Not this era.
FaceTime.
They FaceTime.
Oh,
Yeah, Jahal's advice.
I'm loving these names.
Yeah.
We know them well.
Jahal's amazing. He's a bisexual king. We love him.
Isn't
Jeremiah.
He's a triple Scorpio.
Triple Scorpio. He's wild.
Jeremiah of it all.
Yes.
Yes, he is. It's giving Jeremiah.
So his advice to us is that you just need to fake it till you make it. Like, fake your confidence, which I think is pretty
Yes.
good advice. That's how I survived my whole life, is just pretending like I know what the fuck I'm doing.
That's pretty
You're
good
doing a
advice.
great
I'm
job.
doing it right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just pretending like I know what's going on.
This looks pretty confident about what you're doing.
Have the confidence of a mediocre white man.
That's
That's
right.
what I say every time. Straight white man. There are no mediocre gay men.
Yes.
But mediocre white man. Just have the confidence of someone, with half your skill level.
Yeah. So JJ is telling him, you are confident. You are a tall, hot, well-educated hockey player.
Yes!
Yeah.
Women will look past every red flag for a man over 6'2", so stop waiting for something bad to
Honestly.
happen and go have fun. And then Russ says, "I don't think I have any red flags." And sweet Jahal, who is a multiracial, like, bisexual man, says, "Oh, my sweet summer child, you are a straight white man. That is your red flag."
Oh, my sweet summer child. You are a white man.
That's your red flag, my friend.
And that you've
You are
already...
And Russ is like, "Okay."
You are a 2019 Kia Soul.
You are a 2019 Kia Soul, exactly. And then he owns it, and that's super sweet. He's like, you have a point there.
Yes.
You have a point there. Yes, their little relationship is absolutely darling. JJ is good people.
I want JJ to have his own book.
I
hope he
know.
does.
So Hannah Grace, I respect this. This is other authors have done this too. Also, the Enterprise, the Star Wars,
Starship
does this.
Enterprise? That's Star Trek.
It's again.
It is past our
It is
bedtime.
past my bedtime. But Star Wars does the same thing. But if you write multiple characters and you get buy-in and people love these characters, then you can write a series.
Yes.
This is a business move.
Yeah.
I respect it, Hannah
Henry's
Grace.
book coming soon.
Yeah,
respect it,
exactly.
Hannah Grace.
I mean, JJ's, we're all going to lose our shit.
I know. Okay, page 202. So Aurora's camp counseling some sweet 7 and 8-year-olds. And a little girl looks at her and says, "Russ looks at you the way my dad looks at my papa when he isn't looking. So I think he might love you."
I think he might love you.
Kids aren't stupid.
Yeah, she's like, my dads love each other.
Yeah.
Like, I think that Russ loves you.
He looks at you like the way my dad looks at my papa when he isn't looking.
It's so cool.
I know. I was like, I might cry because of that.
I know.
It's so cute.
Angels.
Page 208. We're gonna get some spice.
Don't you love it when you get to a highlight and you're like, oh,
Here we are.
More boner Jenga?
No,
No.
no, we're not gonna have boner jinker.
No.
We're at a summer camp for children.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Now they're sneaking around.
Yes. So it's storming, and Aurora's scared of
It's
storms.
storming.
She just don't like it. Scary. And so Russ just had to go check on her. Make sure she was okay. I now understand why there are so many songs about being kissed in the rain. Russ presses me into the wall of the cabin, his legs wrapped tight, my legs wrapped tight around him like they have been so many times before, except this time his fingers are tangled in my hair, pulling to keep my head to the side,
Absolutely.
to kiss, lick, and suck the length of my neck. in a storm, in my best dress, fearless.
Magic.
That's what it said?
Nah, that was me.
Oh!
No, take a shot.
Take a shot. Those were my thoughts.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift always knows.
Absolutely.
She knows all.
The most magical little moment, because he had been walking her to her cabin.
It was raining.
He had to make sure that she was safe.
To make sure she was okay, because she knew she was going to be scared.
She was just a baby.
She's just a baby right now.
And the golden retrievers follow them everywhere.
It's
The
so
fishes,
freaking cute.
I know. I can see them, like the fluffy kind.
The fluffy balls.
The shriveled up balls.
And they just had to be so chunky because they were eating that bacon.
They got so chunky. They see Xander and they're like, oh my god,
He's got bacon.
I go, can you imagine turkey bacon just there for the puppies?
Yes. So cute.
They'd be so happy.
All right. So they are getting hot and heavy, and
They sure are. What page?
211.
Thank you.
Um,
Hot and heavy.
So unfortunately, Russ did not plan on like having sex over the summer because he was going to be working at a children's camp.
There was no condoms available?
So we don't have a condom.
Xander. You got a plastic bag.
So no.
Scene with Winston from New Girl.
A plastic
When he's
bag?
like, you got a grocery bag?
Yes. He has like all these like
You got
suggestions.
a grocery bag?
A plastic bag and rubber band.
A plastic bag and a rubber.
So many people have told me. You said New Girl, right?
Yeah.
So
You
many
have
people
to watch it.
So many people have told me about
You'll
that.
love it.
Wait, you haven't? Oh my
you
god,
will love it.
you're gonna understand me a lot better when you see
Okay.
when you see Jessica Day on New Girl. Well, and Katie Bird too.
Yeah.
But it's
So Aurora's
It's a weird
suggestion
energy.
is we could just not use one. When was the last time you were tested? I ask. I'm on birth control. My most recent test was clear. I always use them. One of us can go into Meadow Springs to buy some this week. I was tested a few weeks before I met you, and it was clear. You're the only person I've been with since, but I'm not comfortable not using a condom. I won't enjoy if I'm worrying about the statistics of how effective your birth control is, which is like, I appreciate this communication, but also like a very engineer way of thinking of things.
Yeah.
It's like, I will be thinking about the statistics of your birth control if we don't use a condom.
yeah, yeah. Which is a good point.
Yeah.
And then he says, "There's plenty of other ways I can satisfy you. Let's keep count of the." Oh my god, I bet Xander has some. I don't think I've ever moved as quickly as I do rushing towards Xander's side of the cabin.
She digs under his bed, ass in the air.
Yeah.
Next page. That's it. Good girl. You feel so fucking good, Aurora. You're making me lose my mind.
Very good.
The praise makes the sex better, and I'm not embarrassed to admit that. Russ Callahan could call me good girl anytime.
It's just here, a separate line. Russ Callahan can call me a good girl anytime.
Me too.
Very
So they
good.
found the condom, I'm assuming.
They sure did. They sure did.
So
And then, a little quote here.
I have a lot of
Do we have
highlights
this?
on this page. So.
Okay. Okay. His arm sits under my head and his chest flat to my back, and it seems as if we're about to spoon. No, you're not, honey. No, you're not. No, you're not. Until I feel his dick poking me from behind. Lift your leg, little sweetheart.
You can't put it in my butt.
She says, you can't put it in my butt.
Yeah. He was not planning on it. It's just that's position. Oh, I did highlight that actually.
What do you call that?
A consent king.
So
Spoon sex. I wasn't planning on that, but thanks for letting me know. You said thanks
that
for letting me
position
know.
is not easy, but I think if your dick is really big, it's easier. Like
if your dick is big and if you can contort,
if you can lay at a right
it's
angle.
hard. Literally, yeah, you can't do it like perfectly spoon.
Yeah.
You have to be like you have to be forward.
Yes, there's no other way.
Because the hole is not.
It's not going to get where it needs to go.
Exactly.
Yes.
You have to kind of like crunch over.
I also I love all these sexual encounters because Hannah always describes like my fingers rub frantically between my legs and I squeeze them tighter. So like there's always other stimulation happening.
She's because in porn they pretend like women can just magically come without any clitoral stimulation. And you know what? Sometimes you can, and that's really nice.
And, yeah,
but
sure.
that's not always the case.
Yeah, so there's always some other hand action going on. I really appreciate that.
I agree. It's science.
It's science.
Who knew it was going to get a backdoor option on page 211?
What was it? Backdoor confessions?
Backdoor confessional.
Backdoor confessional.
Page 218. I'm scared to blink in case I miss one moment of it. The nails of her free hand gently scrape against my abs while her others work in coordination with her mouth to tip me over the edge. His dick's in her mouth.
Gracious.
My hands tighten in her hair, the muscles tense, and the red hot feeling starts to build. She watches me from the spot between my legs, eyes green and dewy and so fucking focused on me right now. I'm almost there. My words spur her on a little bit more, and I'll be right there. And that's when my cabin door opens and Xander strolls in from his night duty with the dogs, killing any chance of me ever getting hard again.
In his entire life. Yeah. He's just dead.
If someone's going to interrupt, Xander's the one you want to interrupt, I think.
Yes, Xander is.
I love Xander. He's
exactly.
Xander
hilarious.
might want to join, so.
She does.
You know, Russ has said very clearly a few times that he does not want to have a threesome.
Yeah.
He was not interested in that.
Russ was not. Later in the book, Aurora does throw Xander off his game by saying, "You want to have a threesome?"
Yes.
It's very cute. Fuck, we both scream. Him reaching to shield his eyes and me reaching to cover Rory's naked body with a blanket. Sorry, Xander yells. Do people not put a sock on the door these days? Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is, we knew this would happen, but the fun of maybe getting caught is enjoyable.
That's what makes it hot. So, page 226. So, at this point, they are fully together and sneaking around camp. And
they have admitted that they are into
so
each other.
So, anytime that they're, like, remotely alone, it's like all bets are off.
Yeah. Supply closets.
Yes. Now, speaking of supply closets.
Oh, very good.
It isn't far to the shed, which is less a shed and more a storage building. And within a minute, I'm flustered from walking behind him, watching his back muscles flex. Okay, now, that's
Hot.
a little... Sure.
Watching his back.
Back muscles don't flex all that much when you're walking.
That's true.
Well, he is carrying something heavy, so maybe that's what it is.
That's a good point, though. He's just walking.
He's just walking, and it's really hot.
Hey, I was 20 once.
It's true. You're right.
When I was 20, could just
The blood was
breathe at
really
me.
just flowing downward.
Good Lord. I was ravenous.
He drops the chest onto the floor in the dark room, and thankfully there's no need for us to do anything else. I shouldn't head in too and let the door close behind me.
No.
But I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I love this is what I love about this book, because this is just Anna's energy. Just like,
It really
I
is.
shouldn't be doing this, but I'm going to be doing this.
I did something bad. Why does it feel so good?
I shouldn't do this, but I do it anyway.
I know that I shouldn't. And that's exactly why I will.
I will be actually doing that.
And you know, that's the energy that gets you into freedom. So and it gets Aurora sexually satisfied. So I think it works for everyone.
I'm about to complain about his hands leaving my neck until he grips the back of my thighs, maneuvering my legs around him, sitting me on the nearest solid surface. Every touch is perfect, but it's not enough, and I still want more. I feel drunk on him, drunk on lust and secrecy and the forbidden. His mouth travels along my jaw and down my neck. I want you so badly. It's so hot.
It is, and that was the proper use of badly.
Yes, the adverb form of the word bad,
which I appreciate. I appreciate that for sure. And yeah, there's here, we shouldn't, he whispers, we definitely shouldn't, I whisper back. But if you happen to want to, then I know I can be super quiet.
I can be so quiet. Move fast and keep quiet.
Move fast and keep quiet. I can see you.
Up against the wall. We're really in a storage building.
Yeah. Where no one, surely no one
would walk in.
A possum, actually.
Russ has convinced the universe sent a possum to stop us from acting like sluts and making us get back to work.
Sluts.
They're living their best lives.
Oh, so Russ's birthday's in the summer. He's a summer baby, just like me. And so she plans a big party for him and gets all of his hockey friends to show up to the camp.
Angel.
It's really sweet.
That's exactly what A did for you. Or he came and brought you pie. Precious.
Pie.
At camp. Because we don't have like super great food at camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pie.
Sloppy Joes.
Nate is there.
Sloppy Joes.
And ew.
How can I get down to Sloppy Joe?
Haven't had a Sloppy Joe in so long.
I don't like soggy bread. Sloppy Joe makes the bread so wet.
Your face. You're like,
I don't like it.
can we make them?
I will never shame your food aversions.
Fun fact about me is that
I just have questions.
I used to like refuse to take communion because I hated dipping bread in grape juice.
The body and blood of Christ. So that's because you grew up
It's
Methodist.
broken for you,
Here's the
Peacock.
thing.
Wow.
Here's the thing. If you just would have grown up in a fundamentalist Baptist cult, as I did, then you would have had a thin wafer and a separate thing of grape juice. Those are separate and they're not soggy.
So
this is your
church,
Methodist roots.
We had that delicious Hawaiian bread, baby.
You had Hawaiian what?
bread.
Yeah.
And you would dip it into wine?
So you line up, you take the Hawaiian bread, you dip it right into that cup of grape juice.
Methodists are as Catholic as you can get and still be Protestant.
I've done both ways where you'd rip and actually dip, and it would be a line
Rip
of people
and dip.
ripping and
I
dipping.
hate
I
the
love a
soggy
rip and
bread.
dip.
I hate it.
I didn't mind it. It tasted pretty good. And then I've been around where you pass the little wafers and the little cups around and do all those.
The point is not for it to taste good.
Yeah. Did you see the meme where it's like for communion on the go, but it says for the sinner on the go, and it's a little pack of like its juice, and then it's got a little wafer and it's sealed and it's
Ew.
individualized.
That's incredible.
It's for the sinner on the
For
go.
the sinner on the go, me. It is I, and Aurora.
Okay, sloppy joes. We can make that happen and make it not soggy on the bread.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Anyway, so all of his
I
friends.
might cry because my mother made sloppy joes a lot. So I know.
Aw.
Honey.
I love them though, so I'm totally down for it.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
So all of his friends are there, and Nate is talking to Aurora.
Sloppy joes.
Okay, I was like, are you making fun of me?
No, I'm like the wet bread of it all, but
Katie, we
yes.
would never make fun of you.
I just can imagine little Peacock rolling up there and be like, I'm good.
I used to just take the bread and then say, no, thank you to the grape juice.
Not the blood, Peacock. You need both. Christ died for our sins on the cross.
that you misunderstand communion.
Yes.
Like,
I'm sorry, I was 5 years old, and they told me if I didn't do
good.
it, I would
no,
be
no,
going.
thank you. I'm all good
Yeah.
here. Wow.
I feel like we need some bread and juice.
Stand by your principles.
Can we do some
Stand by-
communion downstairs right now?
So, no,
She
as
also
I've,
won't have
got,
peanut butter and chocolate together,
as I've gotten older, like,
which
so
is truly crazy.
when I got
That's
older,
sinner.
I could eat it and it's fine. It's whatever, but
you would force yourself to?
well, it's the body and blood of Jesus Christ. How else am I going to be saved?
You're like your true self was like, no.
My only way to be saved is to eat the bread in the soggy grape juice and to get water sprinkled on my head.
Yeah, exactly. See,
Starting to get water sprinkled
So
on my forehead. I had
Catholic.
old man hitting my forehead, like trying to knock me out.
damn
Well,
it, that
no,
would have been fun.
In the non-denominational church that I was in when I was in college, told me that I had to redo it and get dunked because I didn't count the first time.
That's you were what did they used to call it?
Fully?
Sprinkled and.
I was christened as a baby.
Yeah. My Presbyterian friend, she had conversations that were similar where they were like, you have to get baptized
Yeah,
if you
I'm
want to
still
join
not
this
baptized,
church.
Technically, I was christened as a baby. But
Let's do it.
It's so interesting.
We're gonna do a
We should get
a
baptized.
cold plunge.
Will we go to the pool at the beach?
I will
We will
gladly
baptize
hold you
each
in.
other.
Peacock.
Will you slap my forehead?
Yes, and just dip you in the water. Reborn.
Reborn.
And then we can have sloppy joes.
Awesome.
Soggy bread.
Aurora's talking to Nate, which is our boy from the first book, who we love. And
We really do.
we love a Nathan Hawkins moment.
Wow.
You know, Aurora offered to pay for everyone's flights if it got us here. She was ready to hire a private driver. Either she's about to be the best friend you've ever had, or about to be the relationship Henry complains about living next to.
Poor Henry.
Forcing away all the insecure feelings from earlier, I answer honestly, I want both.
Aww.
Oh.
Yeah, Russ is falling head over heels in love.
My note there is, it's nice to have a friend.
It's not to
Well, they have similarities. They're at camp together.
Yeah.
They like each other.
They both have daddy issues.
I know. There's so many beautiful things about why they work. Also, their love of dogs.
Okay, so page 265. They're still at the party, and Henry is talking to Rory.
This is turn to page 265 in your hymnals. This is what this is. Is that what you're laughing
Why are you laughing?
I just get a little 5-year-old peacock walking up, and you just denying, like, I'm good, and you're just taking their bread and just waddling away.
You know, she had blonde curls there.
That is a blonde curly baby.
Oh my
Continue, I'm
god.
sorry.
So Henry, we've established, is a neurodivergent, sweet angel baby.
Just earnest. He's just
So earnest.
so true to heart.
The loud buzz of multiple conversations fills the silence until Henry slices through it, catching me off guard. My room is next to Russ's room in our house. It isn't soundproof, so please don't treat it like it is. I almost choke on my veggie bacon. Sorry?
Sorry.
I imagine you're going to visit a lot. I'd rather not hear you come. Sorry. I expect him to start laughing or give me some kind of indication that he's joking around, but he looks entirely serious.
I
am not a girl who stumbles over her words. I'm a rambler. I'm an oversharer, but I'm at a loss for words.
I promise to try my hardest to not put you through that.
I would be mortified.
Henry is
it's humiliating.
People hearing me through walls.
Oh.
It's humiliating.
No.
I think I've told the story on the pod before of I didn't realize our window was open. No. I think I realized our window was open. I just did not, here in this house, in our bedroom, I did not realize that our neighbors were in their yard. And they heard it. And we've lived here 4 years now. I have never spoken to these people. I have never, ever made eye contact or spoken to them. I'm humiliated. I cannot.
How close are you?
It's a little way? Not really close, but like they were in their backyard.
How do you know that though?
Because then we simmered down and we could hear voices.
Simmered down.
Oops.
Yeah. Well, Henry he's just a sweet little baby.
Henry, that was adorable.
Yeah. In the first book, he told Anastasia that next year for Halloween that she should wear a minion costume like everybody else because she wouldn't be so cold.
Yeah, that's helpful.
He's like, your ass wouldn't be out if you were in the minion costume like us.
It seems that you're cold in JJ's jersey.
Yeah.
You should wear a minion costume like
Minion.
Minion.
That's adorable.
The little yellow things.
The little yellow guys.
Okay, yellow guys.
The picture of you and Zap.
Yes, with the minion.
From 2014. Mm-hmm. Adorable.
No, it's special times. Okay.
Sorry.
278. Aurora tells Russ, "Why do you have to be so freaking sweet?" And you know what? He's very sweet. It's like sickeningly sweet.
Yeah.
He says, "I'm only like this with you. You're the only person who's ever made me want to be like this, Aurora. You'll never have to question if you're wanted. You'll never have to question if you're my first choice." My heart is hammering in my chest as the words pour out of me. The duvet is still draped over her shoulders, making it easy for me to pull each side, pulling her body to mine again. You are.
Angels.
Be his first choice.
Wait, is this whenever they do their first date?
Oh, maybe in the truck. Yeah, I think so, actually.
Okay. Sex in the back of a car. Car sex. Car sex in general. So fun.
Sure.
Ergonomically horrible.
Brandon discovered just yesterday that he could have sex in the back of his car.
So,
Can we talk about that?
we were leaving, and I was like, "Peacock, drive the telly." She said, "No." I was like, "Yes, just do it."
I'm very small, for y'all who don't know what I look like.
Correct. She put the seat all the way up in the
That was
cereal.
the first comment I made in the group
Correct.
text. I was like, but she's a
So
small
good.
girl.
Yeah.
The telly is huge.
Yeah.
You have a small
so
car
then
for
I
a
was
small
already
girl,
I was
but-
in the front passenger seat just riding, and like we got to the red light. I was like, I want to sit in the back. This is like, what did I use? I want to feel like I'm a Kardashian. I made a joke of like,
Yeah.
I'm a real housewife. I'm gonna sit in the back. So then
You'd be such a good Real
I did
Housewife.
a Chinese fire drill,
Yeah.
and I got out of the red light.
Chinese fire drills
Yeah, jump
are
back in.
humiliating. I used to
They're
have to do
so
them with
much fun.
No, they'd be fun with y'all. Oh my god, they'd be so embarrassing though. Continue.
Oh, it's so much
Sorry,
fun.
it's my
So I just got in
bedtime.
the car and I fully see her up against the steering wheel. Like now she can reach the pedals. But then I had this realization. I looked around, it being in the back
It's like,
seat.
wow, there's
It's
a lot of
big.
space
I
back
know. I was like, there's a third row. I was like, wow, I can have sex back here.
Yes.
He said
Yeah.
those words.
I know.
And
Good. I'm really glad
I was
that
like-
came to you.
Yeah, I know.
He was like, wow, there's a lot of space back here. And I'm like, yeah, I have sat in every single seat in this car. And yes, there's plenty of space for you and your mom car.
Yes, in fact, there is plenty of space. It is
Cat's
an
not
enormous
kids.
vehicle. Cat's not kids.
Cat's
Cats,
not
not
kids.
kids.
You know,
Prince with plenty of room.
plenty of room for shenanigans.
His pet vids.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, spicy time. Woo, woo,
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
This is their date. They're in the back of a truck in the field
They go on a
watching
date?
Ratatouille on a big screen.
Just
The Ratatouille ride at Disney, by
Fucking-
the way, is really fun. Shout out to if you ever want to do it.
Oh, I'm very
You like
excited.
ride it, and it's like you're under the chairs. It's like really cool. Like you're a rat.
oh, I love
in
it.
the ride.
Like I'm a rat.
Moving on.
It's amazing. My
don't-
dream.
I don't. What if I don't want to be like you?
Past about time.
Yes.
So they're in a
that's
date
it.
in the middle of the field.
Yes, condom. Not yet.
Was she waiting for them to put it on?
Well, I mean, she was just asking if he had one.
Oh.
That gets her attention, but I ignore her confused look in favor of pulling up her sweatshirt, exposing what is supposed to be a bra, but it's also just a scrap of lace.
Did you put this on for me?
Did you wear this for me? I pull the material down carefully, closing my mouth over one of the already stiff peaks.
Oops.
She instantly gets louder and louder as I try to pay attention to every inch of her. My dick is throbbing. I'm desperate to be inside her, but watching her come from this makes it worth the wait. I asked you a question, Aurora. Now, can't be asking me questions.
Like, there's no blood in the front of my brain
If it's
where I can think thoughts.
to a point where it's getting louder and louder, I shan't be responding to any questions.
I shan't be communicating anything other than whatever comes out. I don't know. But not like a coherent response.
I have no thoughts. There's no thoughts
There
in
are
there.
no thoughts are not thoughting. Yeah.
I'm thoughting.
I'm thoughting real hot, real thought shit. Yeah, no, that.
Why are they in a field? I'm sorry.
They're at camp. They have no,
Oh.
like, they can't really go places.
They've not left camp yet.
Yeah, they're still at camp.
This is a very long camp.
It's a summer
It's a
camp.
summer camp, all summer.
Okay.
Multiple months.
So they got in the car, drove to field, and then fucked.
They're watching Ratatouille.
Welcome to Sweat. Okay, have y'all been to the local drive-in?
We have had this conversation before.
I'm just scared to go to a
Okay.
drive-in
On the
now.
pod.
I don't want to go to a drive-in now because, like, I'm just going to turn around and I'm just going to see, like, tits
No, what
flying,
you do,
you know?
what
Ew.
you do is you back the telly in, and then you are watching it from the back. Like I don't know how to explain it, but if you
Like, the back up and then
yes, and then you like have like sheets and blankets and pillows, and you're cozy.
But there's
and
people
you
in
have your
front of you.
snacks.
There's a car in front of you.
You go to a shadowy side and
Of
you,
the car?
No, well, of the theater, the drive-in, the parking lot, and you just park and then make sure there are no children around and have a good time.
That sounds completely terrifying.
That's the fun of it. Aurora,
Anyway.
want to have a good time? I'm not supposed to do that. Oh,
I guess I will.
I've ridden in the back of your 4Runner.
yeah, you have.
I don't know if that foreigner has been to the drive-in.
Yeah, not that Forerunner, not yet. Not yet.
But the Miata. Because y'all have plenty of
Not the
room in the
Miata.
Miata.
There's no room for her purse in the Miata.
That's a good point. Yeah,
Not
no.
her titties out and exposed, more or less her purse.
Everyone would see everything.
That's how you get him not to want the Miata. You say, how can we have sex in here?
That's a good point.
Done.
How could we possibly have sex in here? Just gotta shiver. So it's continue.
Made us shivers. Okay, page 291.
291.
So they're playing some stupid basketball game. And
There's
so,
lots of shenanigans.
yeah.
Boys. Job is ball.
Exactly.
Yes. If I pretend to hurt myself, want to go find the dogs and drink hot chocolate?
So cute.
Of course that's what I want. Basketball is shit. No, I disagree. I like basketball. I think basketball is fun.
Yeah.
Not all balls are created equal.
True.
Xander gestures for me to throw him the ball while he continues to bicker with Clay about something. You're allowed to favor your own. Wes is staring at me with his hands on his hips. His hair is messy, brushed back off his face in the way that I love. It's a real struggle not to tell him how pretty he is every minute of the day.
It's tough.
I know we sort of laughed about it, but I need to hear you say that you know what a hocky puck looks like.
Samantha was so cute.
And that you know that it's not a ball. Of course I do. Like a little baby car tire.
He breathes a sigh of relief. Like
I
a little
love
baby
that.
car tire. What?
No,
I turned to walk away, pretending to trip over my own
What?
feet.
It is. It's black and round.
You know what?
Yeah.
You're right. And so this is... We girlies love to do this kind of shit. We just...
Oh, yeah.
like something that you
Cute.
love
Yeah,
and know a
banter's
lot.
cute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know a lot about it. You love it, and then we just act so stupid.
Like, what?
Because her dad's a Formula 1 driver.
more.
The little
Like-
tires are a little black.
Taylor Swift put Travis
Yeah.
Kelce on the map. Nobody knew who he was before then.
Oh,
yeah.
my God. That's
Taylor's
so
boyfriend.
funny.
I want a
Taylor's
jersey
boyfriend.
with Taylor's boyfriend right on the back of that.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
of my favorite TikToks is of Travis getting the bracelet that says on the map. Is it the
Oh yes.
and he's like, yes, exactly. Like he thinks it's funny.
It's amazing.
She's like, yes, exactly.
Right.
Taylor put me on the map.
Page 299. You could never disappoint me, Aurora, and you don't need to be anybody but yourself. I know you're hurting, and I want to make it better, but if you want me to stay in check for spiders, you need to stay too, because if you go, I go. We all need you, and we all want you here. So she gets a call from her
Dad.
dad, and her dad is gonna marry
Stepmom.
F1 guy.
Yeah.
So her dad's gonna
Divorced.
marry his girlfriend and is like, I need you in Palm Springs on this day, ready to go for pictures. And she's like, well, can I bring my boyfriend? And he's like, I'm not having you bring your latest fling. Like, just show up when you're supposed to. And she gets really upset because he's a dick bag. And
A bag of dicks.
a bag of dicks.
He's an entire bag of just
So many
ding-a-ling,
dicks in a bag.
ding-a-ling, slinging
Dicks in that
around.
bag.
That's what I'm saying.
And so she starts packing her stuff, and Russ shows up, and he's like, what are you doing? And she's like, well, I'm gonna leave. I have to leave. I can't be here anymore. And he's like, I'm coming too. I'm gonna go too. If you go, I go.
It was so beautiful. And he does such a beautiful job of like not saying, what's going on? Like, no, don't do that. He's like, okay, I'm going
How are
to.
they going to land this plane? Leave camp?
Yeah. We
And then
eventually
that's
leave
it.
camp.
We're going to find out.
keep
I mean,
going.
the summer does end.
Well, yeah, but
There's an epilogue.
There sure is.
a what?
An epilogue.
An ending?
Yes.
Okay.
There are
thank
a
you.
lot of themes
It's all in
here.
these words.
So in that same conversation,
YA, STEM, epilogues.
yeah, he says, "Fuck your dad. You don't have to. Sorry,
Fuck your
you don't
dad.
have to let him keep burning you, sweetheart. My bottom lip wobbles. I just want to be wanted. You are. Let's both stay. Let me show you how wanted you are."
Yeah.
So, darling, it is tough to work through these things, and I do love Aurora's self awareness that, like, oh, maybe this is what I'm working through, and it's hard to do. It doesn't belong to Russ.
Yeah.
To fix. I don't know. I need to take my mental health goggles off of this. My healthy relationship goggles off, because it's like this doesn't. It's sweet that. This reminds me of what Savannah was saying and what we were talking about, of just like our partners don't heal us. Like, we choose to heal ourselves. We choose to heal and grow, and then we love having healthy partners. That's a gift, but I don't know. Is she putting too much pressure on Russ? I guess that's my question.
I think I don't know if she expects Russ to fix anything. I think she's
That's a good
just
point.
wanting him to support her, and I don't think he even really tries to fix it. He's just like, sounds like your dad sucks.
Yeah,
I'll just hang out with you until you feel better.
that's true. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's some parts in it where I'm like, what are we trying to say with this?
Yeah.
Is this a rescuing thing? And I don't think she expects that.
Yeah. So he says, let me show you how I can make you feel wanted. And so they start to hook up, and
They
then
sure do.
knock,
Again?
knock. Jenna's here. Jenna's the boss of the camp. And so she walks in on them, and she's like, okay, well, that's
Yeah.
against the rules.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
So Russ immediately starts spiraling because he's just a little baby. And Rory goes to talk to Jenna, and it's actually ended up being fine. She's like, yeah, if I had to fire every single person who hooked up at this camp, I'd have no staff. So, like, here we are.
these are all young adults.
and
They're
so
all sleeping with one another.
Rory explained, she's like, hey, my dad called me, and it was a mess, and I was really upset. He was just trying to make me feel better.
By having sex.
Sometimes it helps.
It sure does. God.
God.
It makes a difference.
Yeah. And so Jenna says, which is like unsung hero of the book, is Jenna. She's kind of
Truly.
amazing.
I know.
She says, dad is a word. It doesn't mean anything unless there's action and intention behind it. He's really just an asshole who you happen to share DNA with. That's it. We don't need him. You don't do fine without him. You do better.
Oof.
Yeah.
You're not just fine without him.
You're better.
You're better. Yeah.
Family means more than just blood. Just
Yeah.
because you share DNA with someone doesn't mean you owe them anything. Yeah. You didn't ask
Period.
to be put on this earth by those people.
Yeah, that it's a chosen family is because Jenna in this is like a big sister mom type figure. Like, she's very nurturing
Yeah.
and they're very close. And I don't know, she's watched her grow up. And yeah, she cares.
Page 325. So there's an end of camp talent show, and during the talent show, Aurora's team is dancing, and there's a guy, Clay, who kind of had a crush on Rory all summer. She mostly ignored him, but he had to like dance with her and put his hands on her waist and all this stuff. And Russ was very jealous.
He got jealous.
He's very jealous.
Yeah, he sure was.
And so after they do the performance, she walks up to Russ and she's like, hey, you look weird. What's wrong with you? And he's like, nothing, I'm fine. She goes, well, I'm going to go to the bathroom.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom now.
Yeah. And he's like, okay. And he doesn't get it until Xander, like, is like, leans over and he's like, she wants you to go with her to have sex.
Jesus Christ, my guy. Xander snaps, lowering his voice so people around us can't hear. She's trying to tell you to follow her to the bathroom, probably for sex. I don't know. He looks to her. Sex?
Yeah, probably.
She's probably. Fantastic, he groans. I'm so glad I can be a part of this conversation.
Oh, here we go.
I'll just sit here and die alone.
So they don't actually go to the bathroom. They go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And so they go to his cabin and they start getting spicy. And she says, are you going to fuck me against this wall because you're jealous? No, I'm going to fuck you against this wall because being inside you is the closest thing there is to heaven. Her breathing becomes slow and shallow. Her teeth sink into my bottom lip and she tugs. And you're jealous.
And you're jealous. Just calling it like I see it.
Whatever reason there is. I don't really care what the reason is. I'm just here to observe.
Yeah. He says,
this is also like a panties to the side situation.
I know. This is there's some dirty goodness in here. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
she's just reading smut. She's just reading.
I am. I'm so sorry, listeners. This is Anna just oh my goodness.
Yeah,
okay.
she turns around and lowers her chest to the bed so her ass is in the air right in front of me. I don't think
what I'm saying.
ever truly appreciated how magnificent summer dresses are until now. So she's still got her clothes on.
Lord.
Dresses have their
Fuck her with
benefits.
their clothes on.
Face down, ass up. Whoop, whoop.
Face down, ass up. Summer dress. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Iconic, actually.
I'm fucking obsessed with you. Obsessed. Show me.
Tell me more about that.
I'd like to learn more.
For data, actually. Thank you, Russ.
Thank you, Russ.
Well done, champ. She's unreal. He says, well done, champ. We're really good at this, aren't we?
Yes, high five. All right, so the closest thing we get to a third act breakup is Russ's brother calls his phone 100 times from an unknown number, and Rory sees it while he's in the bathroom, and she's like, wow, this number's calling a lot. I wonder if it's an emergency.
Does she answer?
She answers it, and Ethan on the phone is like, hey, can you just let Russ know that Dad's in Gamblers Anonymous? Thanks, bye. And so she kind of learns about Russ's dad's problem against Russ's, well, he didn't really want to share that information, though he probably should have because you're in a relationship with this person. Mm-hmm. And so Russ is kind of like, well, don't talk to me. I'm just going to go. I don't want to talk to you about this. And Rory ends up waiting for him at the truck because she's like, no, we're actually going to have a conversation about this.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, and she has probed many times, like she has opened the door many times to communicate. Mm-hmm. For him to communicate about his, like, where are you from? Like, what's going on? Like, it's clear that you're working through some stuff. What? Tell me more about that.
Like I told you about my dad and stuff. Like,
right.
What's going on with you?
Yeah, exactly. So it's an interesting. She's not surprised. Like she could tell that something was going on.
Mm-hmm. So she's waiting at the truck, and she says, I don't want you to be my first heartbreak. Another piece of me breaks off. Either we get into the truck together for the next 4 hours we talk, or we can sit in silence, and when we get to Maple Hills, we go our separate ways. You can tell me as little or as much about your dad as you want. You're in control of what you're ready to share with me. She picks up her bags, but you can tell me everything about how you're feeling. You want to be together? This is how we're doing it. We're not miscommunicators, Russ. We share our secrets.
Yes.
I think this is where it goes a little bit past the 20-year-old bullshit.
Yeah.
Because she's like, you want to be with me? Okay, well, here's my line. You have to talk to me. Like, you can't just push me away and say, no, we're done.
Yeah, it's important to, it's, I don't know, maybe she saw it was lacking in her parents' relationship, who can say? But she firmly believes, like, we talk about her shit.
Yeah. And so by getting in the truck with him, she effectively is missing her dad's wedding because she's choosing to go with Russ and support him. And he's like, what about the wedding? And she says, you're my first choice, Russ. Which is a nice little callback. And my note here is, there's a quote that A and I loved a lot when we were working on our wedding stuff, so much that we actually put it in our wedding album. Aww. And I can't even tell you who said the quote, but I have it. He loved her, of course, but better than that, he chose her. Day after day, choice. That was the thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love is very often a choice.
You gotta choose your person.
You gotta choose them over and over because the person changes. Life changes. And, you know, hopefully the person continues to choose you back. But it's... Oof.
That sounds terrifying. Continue.
You know, it takes a lot of trust and safety.
Yeah. So page 350, Rory's kind of stepping into the mess that is Russ's family. And Russ is nervous because he doesn't want to lose her and is worried that his family is going to make it all too complicated. And he says, what if he burns you? My family is a mess. And she laughs, and I swear her smile could fix anything. Fire can't burn fire. He's like, oh, well, he's chaos, me too. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
He's fire, I'm fire. You can't hurt me.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's a beautiful... She's like, I'm up for this. That doesn't scare me. Like, I'm used to... You're not going to scare me away with this.
Yeah. I'm choosing you.
That's where the wildfire's coming in.
Yeah. So then Dad calls Rory, and she's like, hey, I'm not going to come to the fucking wedding. I don't want to be there for your stupid photo ops. I don't care about it. And then her sister calls, who she doesn't really have a super great relationship with. Her sister's a socialite and lives across the ocean. And she's like, hey, I'm just calling to congratulate you on telling Dad to fuck off. And Rory's like, well, he's going to be really mad at us. I know he's mad at me. And Elsa says, I have no idea, nor do I care. You definitely shouldn't care. I have set up a reroute, so when he calls me, he's forwarded to a therapist's office in London. I suggest you do the same. Lord knows the man needs it. Stay mad at the patriarchy, Rory.
Fuck the patriarchy.
Yes.
Fuck patriarchy.
What an incredible way to deal with toxic assholes.
Yeah, just reroute
Like,
it to
when
a
they call
therapist.
you, it's rerouted to a therapist.
That's perfect.
It's amazing.
That would be so, like... You know, he's not. He's like, oh, I don't know why this number does this now.
It's weird.
Yeah,
it's weird
like,
how
I
that
don't
happens.
understand. Who can say? Surely not my daughter doing this.
Yeah, my last note of the book is stay mad at the patriarchy.
Oh, incredible.
Yes, and then in the epilogue, it's like 9 years in the future, and they are married, and and they don't have kids. They have 100 animals.
They have the last line of the book is so fun. So yeah, so it fast forwards the epilogue. They kind of fast forward 9 years, and they moved there when they got married, and she opened a bookstore
Called Happy Endings.
Happy Endings,
Cute.
Adorable. So she opened it, and it like integrates everybody having just the most lovely time, and it's something brave that she's doing. I really appreciated that it didn't end with her 9 years later pregnant. Like
I love that.
I expected it for sure, but it was just a beautiful like, hey, no, she
It's
had
like, actually, we have like 3 dogs. We've got 2 black cats.
yeah, like
and a
we
pig.
did something special. Like it was I'm trying to find the line. It was, and like other people are there and they have like kids and it's lovely. But it was beautiful that, like, I don't know, maybe they won't. But I went to rush over to her and kiss her lips until her lips turn pink. But this is her job now, and I don't want to embarrass her. And this is from Russ's perspective. Instead, I raise my glass in her direction. To happy endings, she raises a glass. And unlimited pets. No, I immediately respond, but it's too late. To happy endings and unlimited pets. The room echoes because they're at the housewarming thing for the party. Yeah. For the bookstore.
Yes.
So he's agreed to get her unlimited pets.
Yeah. So she has 2 of Fish's new babies, 2 more golden retrievers.
Yes, they carry on the legacy.
Yes, and then another rescue border collie, 2 black cats, and a pig.
And a pig.
Yes.
That feels right.
Yeah.
Cats.
2 black cats.
Hannah Grace.
That Russ cannot tell apart.
Exactly. Well, why would he? Truly, this is my favorite little. I feel like this description of Hannah Grace briefly like encapsulates. Like, of course, this is the woman who wrote this book. Hannah Grace is an English self-labeled fluffy comfort book author, writing predominantly new adult and contemporary romance from her home in Manchester, England. When she's not describing everyone's eyes 10,000 times a chapter, accidentally giving multiple characters the same name, or using English sayings that no one understands in her American books, you can find her hanging out with her husband and 2 dogs, Pig and Bear.
Oh.
Pig and
Pig
Bear.
and Bear. That's
Just
so
precious.
cute.
Fluffy comfort romance
Yes,
book.
which is what we love.
That's what that was. Sweetest vibes.
we love it. Brandon,
What
how
are
was your
your
first
thoughts?
foray
I did it.
into smut?
You did it.
I liked the fast forward edition.
The fast forward edition. I mean,
It's
there's
a
a
summary.
lot of plot in there that you didn't get, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
That was good.
You liked it?
Yeah, I liked it. I kept my interest the whole time.
We did?
Yeah.
We kept your interest
Yeah,
the
I
whole
was
time.
excited. I wanted to know what the fuck happened. And then at the end of it, I was like, wait, that's it? Like,
You
I thought
wanted
it was,
more.
Yeah.
I thought there was gonna be like much more of an ending.
Well,
than that.
there's much more. Like we can't always cover every detail of the
Yeah.
plot.
Right.
Like we're really just covering the things that stood out to us.
Yeah.
The right holes.
Yeah, we're covering the right holes.
No, I enjoyed it.
Good.
Well, there's more smut. There's more smut out there. This is a fluffy comfort smut.
Just one of the many
Fluff
smuts.
Exactly.
All right. So Russ, Streets and Sheets.
You said it really well at the top of the show that the insecurity sometimes was like, and it's the youth too. It's because
He's
he's young, and it's just he's not really sure who he is. He's just really concerned about being good.
Yeah.
But Streets and Sheets 4.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think once he is. Once he's in the bedroom, he seems pretty confident. Like, he knows what he's doing.
Yes, he seems. Which, like, wait, how did he get this confidence? But okay,
I know.
he's confident sexually.
It's weird. He's a walking contradiction, really.
Yeah,
Good boys turn bad in the bed.
Maybe.
yeah. Who can say?
Yeah, he's not really my type. He's too, also
Square.
because we get his inner monologue, because the book is written half in his perspective.
It's beautiful.
Will you pass me that book? I want to
Yes.
see the page.
Hearing his inner monologue of being, so insecure and not sure of himself kind of wasn't...
I really enjoyed
Yeah.
this. That look.
I know that
Yeah.
that like is
He's a
fantastic.
hockey player.
Yeah,
He's a Joe Burrow.
yeah. His energy that was. It was very age appropriate for
Yeah.
two college students working. Sorry, my mic. For two college students working at a camp. Yeah, this was like right on. But there was a point throughout the story that I was like, okay, Russ, okay, honey,
Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna make it. He was just so desperately trying to be good.
Yeah. I felt a lot of times I was like, you're kind of being a little dramatic about this stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
a gambling addiction isn't not as embarrassing as you think it is.
Right.
Like it's
Sure, it's hard on your family, definitely, but
Right.
and it's hard on him, and I think what wasn't emphasized enough is that his dad, and we found it in one conversation, that his dad blamed him and was like, well, you're just a terrible person. And there was a lot of verbal abuse there. And so, yeah, that would really change your self-concept and be very challenging. It was, I don't know. Russ is an angel. He's a sweetie.
I enjoyed the spicy scenes. I love the praise of it all.
What would you say? Streets and Sheets.
In the streets,
I'd say 3.
Yeah, I was going to say
in the
3.
streets. I mean,
because he's not my type.
He's not doing anything wrong.
He's not. And some people...
What do you mean by streets and sheets?
So,
Great question.
there's a song where it's I want a lady in the streets, but a freak in the bed.
Mm-hmm.
So in the streets, we want someone who is a fully formed human, who respects us, is nice to us, does all
A
the good
responsible
things.
citizen.
But sometimes in the sheets, we don't always want to be respected.
Yeah.
Right.
And so
With our consent, we want things to get a little spicy.
yeah.
Okay.
And so
So
sometimes
things that fly in the sheets.
yeah, sometimes there are things that are hot in the bedroom that are not as hot outside of the bedroom.
Yeah. And so, especially with these characters, they can do things where it's this would only work. In the bedroom, this kind of jealousy or whatever is hot. But, in relationship, this would be super toxic.
Mm-hmm.
So, with Russ, if he was insecure in bed, that would be a problem.
Oh,
but he's
not
not.
hot.
He's, super confident sexually, which
For
is
sure.
great. Which is his, redeems him.
Yeah. I think some people find a more not insecure, but a less confident man endearing, and that is attractive to them. That's just not my thing. I don't think that's bad. I think if you like that, that's great. I just don't like it.
I am pretty confident in most things, not all things, that's for sure. But like it is, I like someone who also is like, yeah, let's. I mean, they don't have to be right, but be confidently not right.
Yeah. I just like a man who knows what's up.
Yeah, man who knows what's up. Okay.
Yeah. Aurora.
Aurora is 20 years old.
She's 20 years old.
Aurora is
She's
20
a girl
years old.
like us at 20 years old.
Exactly, she's 20.
If I could go back and talk to my 20-year-old self, who looked a lot like that.
No,
Not the daddy issues were not as bad like that, but
not in that way. Yeah.
not in that way. I would just wanted to like touch her face and be like, it's gonna be okay. Like, we're gonna be all right.
We're gonna be all
Yeah.
right, honey. I don't know. I feel like I liked her growth. I liked her saying, I want something different for my life, so I'm going to take a different path. That was really beautiful and mature. And her kind of taking ownership of her story and taking ownership of her relationships. That I appreciated.
It's interesting. I think she is definitely the more like secure. She's not securely attached, but of the two of them, she's more securely attached than he is.
Yeah.
Because she was the one that was like, no, we're going to stay and talk.
Yeah.
When he shut down anytime that there was something like scary or hard.
Yeah, it's an interesting, it makes me curious, like, how did she, I don't know. She's an interesting character. She was very likable.
Yeah.
Like, she
definitely a
was
likable
not,
character.
like, we've had mixed feelings about, like, Farrah. Like, Aurora, like, no, not mixed feelings.
No, I like her. She's great.
She's 20.
She's 20. Yeah.
Yeah, Spice. Your review kind of covered it on Goodreads.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's there. There's spice. I think there's what, like 4 total scenes, start to finish. There's some like sprinkling.
But there's not a ton of like tension building.
It's not tense at all, actually.
It's fluffy. It's sweet.
Yeah. There's no like enemies to lovers. The only tension is like the sneaking around, but even that's mostly just fun. It's
the sneaking around is
the stakes
playful.
The stakes are low.
Jenna is not gonna. Yeah, like if you want like heart pounding, like Colleen Hoover, like heartbreaking type stuff, that's not this. Like, thank God, because I can't do the like. That's my day job. I don't need like super intense.
That's my day job.
That's my like heartbreaking stuff. Like I'm good. Like I would actually rather it be fluffy.
It's very like they're sneaking around, though it's like quote forbidden. It's very low stakes. Like, I think everybody knew if they did get caught, like, they weren't going to get in trouble for it. These are a bunch of 20-year-olds working at camp together. Of course they're fucking. Of course they are. So yeah, and it's the spice level. I mean, I think it serves its purpose.
Well, and it makes me wonder, like, compared to
Icebreaker.
Icebreaker was just dirtier.
Yeah.
There are lots of different qualities to spice, and that was just dirtier.
You're right.
Spice.
I think it was more descriptive and like it was just dirtier.
It was dirtier. This is a pink cover, like literally, like it cover, like it looks like this kind of sex.
It's pink and fluffy.
It's good.
It's a Brandon book.
It's a Brandon book.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's precious. We love it.
Yeah. Would we let our friends date Russ?
Ooh, it depends on the friend.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Would we let Brandon date Russ?
Definitely.
I like a good square boy.
I think Russ is kind of your type.
Brandon
He's very
gives green flags. Brandon does give green flags.
Lots of like reassuring, lots of affirming.
I do like that.
Yeah. He's very much your type, I feel like.
Russ is a definite green flag angel. I would not, if I had a friend who wanted to like rescue him and fix him and like make Russ work through his stuff, that would bother me. Like, no. Russ needs to process his family stuff and learn how to communicate. But he does that throughout the book too. Like, that's part of the story of the book.
Yeah, I think in a contextual situation, yes, I would let him, but only if Russ was in his own therapy.
Yeah, like he deserves to work through his stuff. Like, he didn't ask for that, so he needs to.
Yeah, he's a good boy, but he needs to process some of that stuff.
He's an angel. He's a good boy. Yeah. He really is. A precious book.
A precious book.
A
for 3
fun
precious
read.
babies.
Truly, Brandon's first.
We did it.
This is your first smut. We did it.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That gives you a little taste. Not all smut is created equal.
It was great. I got the whole thing in an hour and what, half?
Sure. 2 hours and 4 minutes.
2
Oh, okay.
hours.
I got the whole thing in 2 hours.
You
That's
did.
my
That's
kind
true.
of book right there.
You're right.
Yeah, you covered it. Y'all, listeners, if you enjoyed Wildfire, by all means, go back listen to our icebreaker episode.
Yes. If you enjoy this podcast, please rate it wherever you listen to your podcasts. Any review helps, but 5 is our preference.
We'd love to hear from y'all.
I'm so tired.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Y'all, the next episode that you will hear, well, what we're reading next, what the next episode y'all will hear is Banter and Bullshit, short and spicy.
Sure.
Short and spicy goodness. The book that we have coming up is
Bride, I think, is our next one.
What?
Yeah.
Allie Hazelwood. Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we've
Pretty
mapped it
sure.
out on a calendar. Yeah, I'm 90%
There's
sure
a calendar.
too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we got this mapped out. We want our angel listeners to read along. So this is one, because this will come out around Valentine's Day. It's gonna be, y'all, it's gonna be such a good time. Right, yes. Okay, Allie Hazelwood, our listeners know we love an Allie Hazelwood. We, fingers crossed, Too Big Dick Trope is
Of
going to be in it.
course. Too big to trope.
Fingers crossed that it will. I don't understand a world in which Allie Hazelwood writes a book where the dick is not too big, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully
it's going to
that-
be paranormal, which I love.
yeah, this will be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be
Who
really
knows?
fun.
Who
I'm
knows?
excited about it.
The vibes will be good, but y'all read along with us. Follow us along on Goodreads too, where we're posting our thoughts.
Yeah. And follow us on socials at Smut is Better with Friends. Send us your thoughts, comments, and suggestions. smutisbetterwithfriends@gmail.com.
Yes.
Yeah. And until next time, go fuck your camp counselor coworker. I don't know. It could work out for you.
Have a great time.
Bye.
We did it.
We did it.